Hello everyone, welcome on in and happy Friday. As you can see, we're back with these amazing people for some more Vaesen and the finale of this mystery.
Hey.
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 Yeah, it's been a wild ride and we shall see how it concludes. But first of all, so that Twitch doesn't get mad at me, the music you're hopefully hearing right now is by Adrian von Ziegler. You can find out more about his stuff over at !music 2. If you want to catch up with what we've done previously in this series, both with this particular mystery and the Vaesen mysteries before that, you can check out our YouTube channel. The overlay and starting student screen were made by me in Incarnate. The map under my screen here was from the official adventure module by Free League Publishing. Did I mention Sirenscape? Sound effects will be by Sirenscape. And if you want to see what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can type in !perks in the chat. It's gonna be a little bit...
That second one.
Or do, it could be funny. This is gonna be tweaked a little bit, for most of those perks are related to Dungeons and Dragons. This is not. So for example, the hero points, instead of giving you a guaranteed success or stabilizing, you just get a critical success in this game. There is one free hero point here somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. But
it's above the map. No, that's
yeah.
Hero point, I think.
No, it's above the map. It's a free one right there.
Beautiful.
I don't remember if there's anything else.
Use it if we need it.
Yeah. So I don't remember if there's anything else right now. If I remember, I'll mention it later. Let's introduce all our amazing players, and let's start with that way. Jack. Who are you? Who you playing?
Hello, guys, I'm very tired, so bear with me. Hello, my name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage at Jack Squarepeg. I am playing Alfred Anderson, who sounds a little like this, and he's an academic who's a little naive in the ways of Vaesen, except he's not, but is. It's very interesting. He's sort of an old Mr. Spock is sort of what I'm going for. He's very fascinated by things that he should probably be horrified by, and we'll see how long before he breaks.
I love him.
That's the fun.
Oh yes. Keren.
Hello, I am Keren, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. You can usually find me hanging out over in Causers Cove with Josh. On Tuesday nights I play video games, currently Wildermyth. And before that, a lot of Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
You can also find me on Twitter and Blue Sky as Mother of Bunnies if you have a particular need to stay up to date with weird things that I'm thinking.
Entertaining.
All right. Josh.
Oh, hi, mateys. I'll be JoshThePirate. I got new brushes today. Oh my god, it's so much easier to paint with a point. So I be the pirate over on Causers Cove. You can find me there, where I run D&D and other RPG-related games with my lovely wife Keren, the Mother of Bunnies, and all my splendid friends. But you know that about me because I'm here semi-regularly. You know this. I come along here and now every now and again, play the Vaesen and the other stuff. And I suppose the next sort of news for us is Christmas times are coming. And we don't know if we're going to be doing like a Candlekeepy thing this year, but Ardana said they'd like to do a bit of a Vaesen thing but with Candlekeep characters. That kind of maybe. And I have in my head a Candlekeep Christmas Carol one shot that I kind of want to do, centered around Damien Cramp Esquire having a 3 Ghosts of Christmas experience. So that'll be kind of fun too, I think. So there'll be a little bit of programming coming up in the Christmas future for you over there. Back to you in the studio, Ardana.
Hear me out.
Yes?
Jason Statham goes to a Christmas party.
Jason Statham's Christmas
Carol.
vacation.
Now, yeah, Karen, we're on the same page, and
I
it's an
mean,
excellent
now
page.
that's gonna have to happen. Fuck.
Yes.
Great. More work for me. I love that.
Sorry.
Oh no!
Sorry.
Oh, I have an idea for that. That can actually happen after the holiday, sometime in January,
Hey.
when Jason Statham wakes up after having no idea what happened during his Christmas vacation.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jason Statham's Christmas
A,
vacation mystery.
Retrospective game, if you will. Jess.
Memento, you play it backwards.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Jess.
Starts with a murder.
Don't most things. Anyway,
Yes.
hi, I'm Jess. I'm playing Blender. Speaking of all good things starting with murder, she's got problems. I don't know, I woke up at 5:30 this morning to take my medication and my brain's not functioning, so you're gonna get some weird shit happening, ladies and gents.
No.
Moving
To
on.
change-
If I fall asleep, no I didn't.
You
You
did.
might have.
I mean, if you have the
Yeah, you just
Sirenscape
me.
app running, I'll just play some loud horn or something.
Won't work.
Fair enough.
I will crow like a rooster at you.
Terris.
Might work.
Hi. Yes.
From
Hello.
Renegade
I
Chicken.
am Sir Terris, your friendly neighborhood ferret, who is currently playing with a teeny tiny set of teeny tiny metal dice, and they're wonderful. Thank you, Karen and Josh.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Crispin Crunch.
Yes, and Crispin. I am playing today one Dr. Leighton Draxard, who has a cat and a horse and not much else going for him right now. So, yes.
Oh.
Bro didn't even mention the 5 friends.
Yeah.
Yes, he has 5 friends.
No,
He's-
no, it's out there now. You said it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how
You
he
say
approaches
it, now we all have
these.
to live with it.
No.
He does appreciate them, I suppose.
Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach, or the Renegade Chicken. I'm back to play your favorite violently unstable ornithophobe, and you can also normally find me over on Corsair's Cove, growing in the vents like mold. I
Explains the smell.
Yeah, I have
No, it
since
doesn't.
moved what is it, like rooms within the apartment building. I'm now also causing some sort of psychosis on this channel. And I will
This is
continue to
all
do so
illusion.
until morale improves.
One day I'll have
The
you two
visions
in the
will
undercouch.
continue. The visions will continue until morale improves.
Exactly.
Maybe not even.
And yes, hi, I am Ardana or Joe or Oi, you there. If majority of my
Yeah.
players have a say it. I don't, like I mentioned before, I don't know how that started, but it's a thing now and we're rolling with it. I am the GM and channel runner around these parts. And as usual, I don't really know what's going on other than I present a scenario and shit happens. Like most game masters' lives, you present a scenario and then stuff happens.
Yep.
And
I don't see
think you
it
run
like
this
it's a
channel.
complaint.
Nope, it's not a complaint, it's just a statement of fact.
Okay, cool.
The job of a good GM is to know when to duck, tuck, and roll. Because there's no way you're gonna prevent anything from happening.
I promise not to sing to any more mermaids.
I don't believe you for a second.
Don't make promises you have no intention of going through it.
No lying.
For those who haven't heard Terris in our Eberron game, one of the two Kalashtar twins in that game currently has a Kookaburra song stuck in his head because he tried to mentally link. And Terris's character Oren decided to sing the Kookaburra song in response.
Phenomenal.
It was amazing. There's also a chest weasel in that game, which I find absolutely hilarious.
I would die for him.
If you don't know
And
us,
you will.
Chest weasel.
Do I want to ask Chest Weasel with question mark at the end?
so
Did you say
quick, just
like you did say Chest Weasel, right?
Yes, I did.
So there's a
Uh,
chest, and they put a weasel
I'm
in it.
imagining.
It's
Yeah,
so
cool. That's what I thought.
yes. So quick aside before we get actually into the whole thing, a chest weasel is basically Pointy Hat's response to the mimic problem in D&D. So instead,
Right, yes. Not
Yeah.
that lives in your chest. It lives in a chest. It eats
Yeah.
chests. And yeah.
no. So a chest weasel is a fake creature that feeds on frustration. They usually live in
Iron
treasure chests or loot crates or
Ah.
things like that, and just annoy adventurers to the point of anger and frustration because that's their food. And so I made
We had a
the
xenomorph situation
It's
going
me.
on. And I was like,
so the chest that this party ran
You need
into
to concentrate, Terris.
had a thing of moving. Every time you opened the lid, it would scoot a foot back. And yeah, there was until they remembered the whole Kalashtar mind link thing and actually linked with it. It kept doing that. But yeah, Chest Weasel, a lot of fun. You can find them over on Pointy Hat on YouTube. It's amazing.
I
Anywho,
would die for him.
they are I love chest weasels. So anyone want to give a recap of what happened last time
Many things.
for the audience? I
I
know.
vote Zach.
I will.
all right. So, from what I've been told, there was a train ride. I believe.
Good so
was
far.
it- Sorry.
Good
so far.
Good so
yes.
far.
Go.
Okay,
Nailing
so
it.
It's
there
like
was
the
a-
news anchor is suddenly like passed out, and it's like the janitor going onto the table and just like, so apparently some people were killed.
Yeah. So I think there was, yes, I believe there was a train ride. I was told that things apparently got very cold partway along the way and people started moving in a suspicious manner, but it turns out they weren't being suspicious. They were just going to the warm end of the train. There was
Good
a
call.
noble there who was apparently handing out booze to people for whatever reason, and also some musicians
cool
and a
guy.
third person who was a kid and maybe a family member of theirs, who they were pulling some sort of grifting act where while people were distracted by the music, they were stealing from them. So I think Ansford did something to upset them or traumatize them a bit, which I think was a good call. I then think, what is it? Alfred apparently did some investigation, spoke to some Vetir as well. We learned that apparently a woodwife was on this train like 6 months ago, but might be unrelated to everything we're hearing about, so hard to say. And also I think the rest of the party also got to talk to some Vetir. But
Yep.
that is everything that I remember being filled in.
Okay. Largely correct. Ansfred, yes. It was, Ansfred noticed that the kid was robbing people and sort of put a stop to it. And he did so in a mildly traumatic way for the child.
Mildly.
Mildly. And it wasn't really like, I'm not torturing this child, I'm just pointing out supernatural things to it. So
Babe,
that
I
the
really
kid
traumatized
might-
him a little.
Yeah.
He can't see
Barely
Vaesen, so he's
traumatized.
not that traumatized.
Yeah, he didn't even get properly traumatized because he still can't see Vaesen. And then I did steal back one of the things that he robbed off the rich guy who was handed out the booze, because that seemed right. And then I gave it to Annika so that she could return it to the rich guy and strike up a conversation with him and work out who he was and find out a little bit about him, which she did. Then I don't think there was much else on the train. I'm struggling to recall. We did learn a little bit about about what was going on, where we were going from the Vetir. Always ask a Vetir. They usually know, particularly if they live on a train. And the best answer lead, I think the best information from that was from Alfred.
Cousin. Glowing green pig in the
Yes.
sky.
Alfred.
Maybe.
Yes.
Alfred. Yeah. There was something about a glowing green pig that was best avoided. And we're like, yeah, no, solid. Probably would have anyway. But thank you for that. And then we got to a train station where most people fucked off, and we waited for an hour for another train. And I went and bought an orange and a newspaper whilst taking Mortis for a walk. And the newspaper had something in it, but it was quite late, and I may have been drinking, so I've lost on that one a little bit.
Understand.
It was a murder, wasn't it?
No, the murder was previously.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
There was something of note. I just can't remember what it was.
It was also late. I had also been drinking, and also I wasn't here, so
You were there. Yeah.
can't help.
Hang on, did
can't
I write it
actually
down?
remember because ADHD is a thing.
Yep.
Hang on, I did keep notes. Give me a sec.
Oh, excellent.
I did not write down what the news was you saw in the paper. The last thing I wrote down was the pig glows green ? Existed before the train.
Hey, you there.
Yes.
Seeing as I'm still holding the newspaper, presumably I can read the newspaper again without having to break character.
Roll for it. Roll to be literate.
No, it
Actually,
was
that
a
was what I
tiny.
used my point for.
There was a tiny little note that mentioned sisters that just had arrived, causing a little bit of a stir.
Ah.
You know, the kind of kind of we don't really have anything to report right now, but we need to fill out this kind of space in the broadsheet. So this is gossip mainly.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So all the journalists sitting around going, "Oh God, we're gonna have to go with that story."
Yeah.
Oh, my dignity.
Yeah, it's like dark-clad sisters arrive in small town on the coast. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
People go to Holiday Town. It's weird.
Yeah.
For some reason. Okay, bye. See you tomorrow.
Basically.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened. So, did we miss anything, Aldana?
Well, when you arrived, you found something suspicious in the snow.
We're getting charged by something.
But yeah, that's
Oh yeah, the pig. Yes.
Was it the pig? I don't. I
We don't
honestly
know yet.
Remember what it
No.
was.
There's
not
been a
yet
mysterious
confirmed.
rustling.
Oh, that's okay. I was just like, yeah, we were walking up a path and there was a rustling in the bushes. Because I was like, I do not recall being charged. I thought we were going for free. Cool.
My phone in the
Yes.
morning when I very much need it.
Yep.
all right.
I do
So
not
no,
recall being charged.
The last thing that happened was that you heard rustling in the underbrush. Is it even underbrush when there are no trees? I don't know. English is not my first language.
It's brush under trees.
Yeah.
Even if it's not there, yeah.
You heard something rustling. You went to investigate. You saw tracks leading away from it, and a pile of something with a little, like, thin coating of snow on it, and it seemed still warm. And that's where we ended.
Oh yeah. Cool.
But
That.
yes,
So I assume Blender and Victor are not with the party presently.
not
Go
yet.
ahead.
So I had Blenda and Victor follow Linnea back to her home, and then you take the train, like the overnight train, to arrive the next morning.
Awesome.
Birds.
So we have to survive the night.
Yes.
I want to
At
be
least.
very clear. Linnea did not know that we were following her home.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
Poor
sure.
old lady just keeps hearing a noise behind her. It's just like, what the hell is that? I'm going crazy again.
Again, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh man, there was
She knows
something
it's
running around
Victor.
inside our roof last night.
Oh,
No
no.
idea what it was. Could have been anything.
No, that happened to us and it was pigeons.
It was me.
True. Oh, yeah, it was Zach.
All right. So, if we are all as comfortable as we are going to get, let's get this show on the road. Or train, as it were. Okay, there we go. The night is crisp and chill, filled with tiny little ice crystals that seem to swirl and move in the wind around you. Frost crunches under your boots and snow clings to the bottom of clothing as it dips into the frigid coating of the fields around you. Visibility is very limited, but it is enough to see the pile of fabric that is gently coated by a thin layer of snow. Judging by the melting snow around it, it's not very long since whatever this is was placed here. There is also a soft stream of crimson coming out of it. What would you like to do?
Leighton is immediately going to approach because that seems like it might be a person who might not be dead yet,
All right.
or a thing that might not be dead
If they're
yet.
still
and-
actively bleeding, there might be a lot.
Yes, so he would like to attempt first aid.
All right. First of all, please give me a... What would that be? Brain, come on. It's not a constitution save. Wrong game.
Oh, a robot.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Robot.
made it the whole way through the introduction, and then right as we
Better now?
Yeah.
A little unfortunate.
oh,
Oh,
no. Oi, you there? Come back.
you there?
Oi, oi!
Oi,
Oi!
No.
Looks like we're still good on our
Non-Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
on. Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, oi,
On
oi!
Ardana's side. There we go. Got there. We're good on their side.
Yeah, on the stream we look fine, but obviously we can't.
Hi, stream. Ardana can't
pretty
tell
sure.
me not to do
Yeah,
things
we-
right now. We can't get in trouble.
what?
A real laggy way to do this, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
I rush forward and punch whatever is bleeding 10 foot in the air.
It hunts you back. You go
Hi.
higher.
Better now?
There once was a man named Enos.
No.
Patricia Enos.
I think we heard you then, Ardana, but not now.
Yeah,
your
how
camera.
about now? Can you hear me now? Oh, come on.
You sound like a robot.
I don't know if you like those of you who have done any like sound editing stuff before, but it sounds like a flange, like turned all the way up.
Well, for stream, hi. Discord is being a bitch right now. Hey, can you hear me?
Whoa.
Yeah, you're
kind
coming
of.
back- you're
You're
coming back
sounding
to
a
us.
bit glitchy, but you're
There it is.
more
Yeah.
audible.
Okay,
In and out.
so...
Hey.
Yep, you're back.
Hi.
Hi! So, it's currently hopping back and forth between red and yellow. So, shall see how long this works.
Love it.
Gotcha.
It
Fair
would
enough.
be
Terrible.
a... what am I looking for? A force check. Or actually, force. I think it's a force
Force
check
Force.
against fear. As you approach.
Ah.
Where's
Oh.
force? I have none to force.
So that
So
would be
physique.
your physique, yes.
Yep, okay. Let me find shiny click-clack movements, I guess. I can't find that. I'll just roll in here. If I can. Nope.
Answered is like checking behind everybody else. Like while Leighton is going in one direction, Answered is checking the rear, like
Yeah,
Don't wanna be snuck up on.
Did not roll a 6, so on his 2 dice.
Okay. And please roll me a d6 real quick. As you approach this pile.
That is a 4.
Okay. So it will take you 4 rounds to regain composure. Each round is like 10 seconds, so it doesn't take that long. It's about a minute. But as you approach this pile and start turning it over to see if there are any life signs, you are met by this ghastly sight of a recently killed person. And your mind just goes blank for a minute.
Oh, goodness.
Messily killed?
Very.
I mean, I'm not really looking, but
yeah. All of you just see Lytton freeze just freeze in place, and not from the cold.
I don't know if Alfred would be very good at comforting right now because he'd probably be spending equal parts looking at it as well. Do I need to make a roll to approach, did you say? Is that the idea?
No, so when you approach looking down, I need you to roll a force check against fear.
Right, and that goes for everybody?
Anyone who approaches, yes.
Anyone approaches. Okay.
Annika, yeah?
Does, like, does Leighton kind of announce that this person is dead, or is it fairly obvious that this person is dead?
So, what you see is that Leighton walks up, grabs the clothing, and starts turning, and then just stops.
If it's force physique, I have 2 dice, but I did get 6 on one of them.
Okay,
so, yes.
So you managed to regain your senses, and
Adana, I just realized I do have something there. I get a +2 to fear tests when frightened by dead or damaged human bodies.
Okay, so yeah, Leighton, you freeze up for a moment and just manage to come out of it. Alfred, you also managed to not... Like, it's a gruesome sight, but you managed to just... Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of lightly tap, like I'm sort of like doing the washing almost on Leighton's shoulder and just go, are we all right?
Annika?
Yes, I'm fine.
Annika is going to get her gun out from under her jacket and is going to start scanning the snow for footprints.
Okay.
Or other tracks.
So, also, is fear always force?
As far as I know...
Because I went digging through rules a couple of days ago when I was thinking about the thing, and I think it's like, I thought it was logic and empathy, unless it was otherwise specified.
I might have...
I could be very wrong, and I'm happy to just also...
let me...
You can give me the shut up, I'm the DM, so whatever works.
Sorry for bringing the rules layer along, guys.
Oh no, you're actually right. Tackle
just think
situation with
it's kinda
logic or empathy. So it's not force.
Well, then
I was
I
thinking
would have had much more dice, but I succeeded anyway.
Yeah. So all of you succeeded anyway, but
I, on
that
the
was
other
my...
hand, would have failed.
Yeah. That was my bad. Yeah, it's logic or empathy. You were right, you're right.
I'll play forward.
Actually,
I'll play
I'm
forward.
reasonably good at those.
Yes.
I believe
Maybe it's so
at this point
brutally
will have
killed.
taken a small sip out of one of his, out of the bottle of liquor that he keeps in his medicine bag.
Yeah.
Just to stave off shock.
Yeah.
Pure ethanol, straight to the veins.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a doctor,
No,
but
it's brandy. It's brandy.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor, but I would probably recommend caution, friends.
Annika's now holding a gun.
I'm not
now
looking.
Now that I'm out of my sort of shock, how does this fellow look like he's died? Or lady? And which gender is it?
So Annika...
What are the corpse's pronouns, please?
Ansford, ask.
Annika, could you give me
Don't worry, I'm getting
either
there. Just give me a moment.
What would that be? It would be a...
Not while Leighton's here.
Looking for footprints, investigation.
Yeah, I'm thinking investigation.
He
Yeah,
hates that.
an investigation check. I was debating between investigation or vigilance, but vigilance is more like perception.
I suppose in the meantime, Terris and I think, are rolling medicine, because I'm actually somewhat decent at that.
Yes,
To see
I
what
will
happened.
roll 10d6s.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, investigation or medicine.
What-
Your
what-
choice. And
What do
Annika,
I need to roll
Let's
to
do
look for?
investigation.
I rolled
Tracks.
1 6
Investigation.
on 10 dice.
so Annika, investigation.
I would like to roll perception. Like I am being
Vigilance?
vigilant. Vigilance rather. I would like to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh no, I did get a success. 1 success.
I also only got 1 success.
I also got a success on 4 dice.
3 successes, baby!
There it is.
Nice. So,
I am super observant.
Yep.
so with the combined efforts, let's do this from the top. Let's start with the combined efforts of the 4 of you in the scene. Brain, Ansfred, you see with your vigilance check, far off along the field, heading west, you see something small from this distance. It's very far away, small and glowing, running away and then vanishing. Annika,
Glowing what color?
it's kind of hard to tell. It's like somewhere between green, white, bluish. It's a little bit hard to tell from the
Thank you.
distance. Annika, with
Yep.
your successes, you can clearly... It takes a couple of moments to find, but you clearly see what looks like cloven feet rushing up towards where you are, breaking in the snow, and then running away.
Bro, this pig fucking stabbed someone.
Yeah, pigs can go. It's nasty.
Is it 4-legged? Or by...
Yeah, it looks four-legged.
Yeah.
Big unicorn.
You also see...
I will.
Yeah, Annika, you also see footprints leading up to the pile. Human feet, someone with light walking. And then it stops there. And with you, that high of a check, you can see that most of the weight was on the toes. So they were probably running.
Or in heels.
Or on heels, yeah. With a combined, your combined checks, Alfred and Leighton, you do find that it's a woman, or was a woman, dressed all in black, with a rather finely made winter coat, and still warm. So, judging by where you are, the wind, etc., Leighton, you managed to gather that probably no more than half an hour ago.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
And something extremely strong ran up, barreled her over, and just tore her apart.
This is...
Annika, do we know where she ran from? Is there a trail?
Yeah. Yes. If you look that way, she came from over there. And whatever did it went that way.
Yeah, with your high...
What direction did she come from? Like, if I look...
So yeah,
Right.
with your high investigation, you can see that walking down the path a little bit, you can see the footprints started. She came from the village, and they started out calm, stopped, and then starts running.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she saw it before it got her.
Yes. All I can say is I don't think I could have done anything even if she was alive when we found her.
Whatever it
Has
was, it was
she-
very recent.
Doctor,
Yes.
It's over
what
there.
was the cause of death? Was she gored, or did this
Uh,
thing get play with its food, so to speak?
It was a goring, right? I don't
Yeah, more goring than playing. It was just ran up,
I just
barreled
mean,
over,
was it
and ran out.
one entry wound and that's it, or
Yeah, it's-
'cause you
it-
said it was particularly messy.
Uh,
That's why I'm asking.
So I know I've got pigs and I've seen wild
Yeah.
pigs. Basically they rip and like it's
Yeah.
really nasty damage that gets done there. So she'd probably
You mean when they
when they
enter
stick
with
their
the
tusks
tusk?
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're razor sharp and they just
Ah.
rip things to shreds like massive holes.
Hmm.
Massive torn holes. So yeah.
And we've got one singular wound.
It's
Would it be, or would it have been like a
That's what I'm
handshake kind of thing?
Not to go into too much detail. It's one wound, but it's half her body.
I changed my mind. This pig fucking shot someone.
It's just
And
Does it look like because it was worrying the body, or is it because it seems like the tusks are that big?
It's kind of hard to tell. The body has been frozen a bit, but it looks like it just almost like ran alongside, hit her and knocked her over.
well, if this was a very large pig, I can't tell how many swipes it took, but she does appear to have been gored.
Then it might be better to assume that whatever it is, it's got rather big tusks.
Yes.
and it glows in a soft light blue green, and it lives, or at least went over that way
How do we know it glows?
because I could see it.
Yeah.
You saw it.
It's
Oh,
kind of
bloody hell.
So
The
that
direction
means
answered-
we're currently under threat. I really wish that soldier man was here.
Yes, I would very much like that too.
Ansfred physically interposes himself between the three of you and the direction the pig went, drawing a bow. Like, he doesn't say shit. He's just like, you don't need Victor.
Besides,
Victor.
I'm
Glenda's
also
gonna
gonna
fuck
get
things up.
That's true.
I'd like
It's
to.
Victor's wife.
I would like to.
Shall we
That's
continue on to the village?
Is that the
Or
same
do
direction
we
as the
follow?
pig?
So, Ansfred, you saw the pig went kind of northwest, and the village is southwest from where you're standing. So it's
Well-
deviates like this.
Sure. The place we're going is pretty much in the opposite direction, so shall we?
No, that's good. Yes.
Could I
will
try and make a
inform-
learning test to see whether what motivation this thing might have had? I'm guessing territorial.
With what you know and
Yes.
what you've learned on the train, I'd say yes.
Alright.
You can absolutely do that.
Okay.
How is Ina reacting? My pigeon.
Yeah. Where did I put my?
And or the horse, actually. Mortis. Both of them, like, is Mortis bothered by the body, having seen plenty? I know how Mortis is around bodies. What I'm trying to determine is this supernatural sort of body kind of situation?
You can tell that Ina is on your shoulder, like a ball,
Mhm.
just ball of feathers. Because
That would
wind.
is that a reaction to the cold? Okay, right.
Yeah.
But he's not bothered by
No.
the pick.
Mortis
Now, I
and
didn't get any. Sorry, finish what you were going
Yep.
to say.
Mortis and Ambrose are upset. Like Mortis is stepping around and just trying to find out. The only reason why he hasn't run off yet is because someone's holding the reins. Ambrose is just upset and cold and frightened, and you know that high-pitched purring cats can do when they're afraid and try to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is doing.
Just to add though, don't forget, horses are omnivores. Don't worry about it.
Slightly, sometimes.
So
Yes.
I did not get any successes, but I was reading the core book because I ran the game for the first time Vaesen the other day. Apparently you can push. Is that feasible in this context?
Absolutely.
Completely.
All right, then I will do that.
I have to look that up because no one has done that yet.
Yeah, no, I straight didn't know that was doable.
I forgot that was doable. Personally.
I remember that you
successes.
have like the once per session you can push an advantage, but I forgot about pushing otherwise.
Yeah, so once per action that you do, you can push the roll. You will suffer a condition when you do, but it is something you can do.
Oh, I thought it was on failure. That's my bad. Oh well, I've already done it.
No, so this is more like you're digging in so hard that because this is a logic or empathy check, it's a logic check. I'd say that you will suffer like, you know the feeling if you've sat a test for too long and your brain starts running out of your ears? That's basically what's happening here.
Yes, okay. 3 successes in the interim.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So let me deal with the conditions.
So you got a mental. So you catch a mental condition, but you get to fully reattempt.
Yeah.
Except you get to keep your 6s. That's dope.
Yeah.
Yes. So the basically, I'm just trying to figure out what the potential motive for this thing might have been, and trying to sort of nail down its behavior based on my understanding, so that we can
Anything in her pockets?
interact properly with it.
Oh. Yes, we probably should identify the corpse, shouldn't we?
Yeah. So
That was
I
why
was reading too much.
asking, yes.
I'd say that
the
the condition that you suffer at this point, Alfred, is this whole situation is just you're cold, you're miserable, the journey has been terrible, everything is like, you feel that frustration start bubbling, everything just sucks.
All
right. Can't find that list that we were looking at before, but
Angry.
yeah. There are physical and 3 mental ones. Okay, so the next skills check you do will have a -1 die. Essentially. But
I'm
do you
just gonna
get
fight back the headache?
Yeah, 3 successes on this. And remind me again, what were you?
So basically, if the pig is nearby, and based on my understanding of Vaesen and other creatures in the animal kingdom and whatnot, I'm trying to essentially figure out whether this thing is just a murderer that is stalking, or if we're in its territory. Basically, just trying to figure out what might set it off, or if we should head to town post haste because it's going for another swing.
So with the information that you know from previously and from having talked to the Vetir on the train, you get the feeling that this is a summoned creature. Someone is controlling it. And with 3 successes, which is critical in
I'm
this
quite
game.
good.
Yeah. And with your logical mind, you're like, okay, so there was a threat against this person that wrote to Linnea, Olga.
Yes.
And the pig is a threat to this town. And someone is controlling this pig. You start putting the pieces
Let's see if
together.
there's any connective tissue between. Yes.
Yes.
Could we identify this person, and then I think all bets are off if the person that's controlling this thing knows that we saw it. I think we might want to do a Spartan march over towards town. Sticking
Not so
together.
much. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
If we had shields, that would be ideal, but we don't. So we'll have to stick with weapons. But back to back.
Ansfred says we should take the girl. Don't want to leave her out here.
Yes, I'll put her up on Mortis.
All right.
Ansfred does so.
Yes,
Yep.
that's what he's for. Not Ansfred,
Yeah.
the horse.
Por qué nos dos? Yeah, cool. That happens. Ansfred, for no other reason than it's the right thing to do, takes the body with them.
All right.
I'm going to be peering out and just go like, what did we identify? Are we doing that later? Are we moving?
I think in a hotel.
I think it's best we get out of the open before we do
The firing
anything.
range? I agree.
Yes. We should probably make haste.
Or at least speed.
Yes.
To be clear, this thing is being controlled by someone. So I think if they saw us seeing this, then we have become targets no matter where we go. But walls might not be the worst thing here at the moment.
Well, the pig was a long way away and leaving long before we got here. Ardana, would Ansfred have, as he was the one who saw the pig, does he think they may have been seen? Did the pig leave because of our presence?
No, it was long. Had run away long before. The only reason that you could see it is because the elevation, and it was a tiny prick of light against stark darkness.
Good.
So it had already hoofed it before
Yeah.
they got there, and then they just happened to spot it.
Yeah,
Naturally.
basically.
Yeah, love it.
See what you did there.
Oh, now so do I. Very good.
Great.
Excellent.
We leave.
Yep. Okay. So you
We do.
make.
Yeah,
We go.
let's make haste.
All right. So you make haste down to the small village, and the entire time the wind is just whipping around your feet, and it seems to be picking up the closer you get to the shoreline. By the time you reach the relative brain, come on, what is it called? The relative
Safety.
Safety?
safety. I'm looking for. There's a specific word for shield from wind.
Shelter?
Thank you.
Oh.
Shelter from the wind that the village provides. It's such a contrast between the ice cold wind and suddenly no wind when you walk between the houses. It's almost warm. And then when you get down to the village itself, it's not a big place by any stretch, but it seems to be well appointed as a fishing village. And the hotel is a large building, 3-story building pretty close to the seaside. You see a small pier off to one side that is filled with fishing vessels, and then alongside the other end of this mixed sand and cliff beach is just small piers, more like to dive into the water from, more than tying up a boat to. All of it is empty, and there's a thin smattering of snow along the whole place. You can see the flickering light of various lanterns and oil lights between the tiny little gaps in shutters that has been placed over the windows. The hotel itself is a well lit up affair. You can see light shining out through the windows all the way up the 3 floors, and the ground floor has 2 stairs that lead up, 2 staircases that lead up to a a porch area at that overlook the beach. And I'm going to post the image of what you can see at the hotel. Give me a moment. Didn't I put it up? I did not. Okay. Because I know I saved it. So, as you arrive at the hotel, you do see a small space, kind of like a stables of sorts, where you can put mortars.
Excellent. Yes.
Before we do that, is there an obvious police station or anything like that? I'd rather go directly to the
Yes.
authorities with the corpse rather than checking in with it.
Give me a investigation check
Alright.
to see if you notice anything that indicates.
7.
Place this big, would it have one?
I think we did determine that it did in previous research. Yes, that's 1 success.
Okay, so as you're looking around for some kind of police station, you do see what looks like windows with metal bars on one of the houses. It's not a police station per se, but it looks like somewhere to hold people until authorities from outside can come and grab them if need be, or just a drunk tank, basically.
Well, we're going to ruin someone's night, but
Yes.
better we do that whose job it is than hotel staff.
Yes, that makes total sense. Shall we?
Certainly.
Yes.
Annika's going to put her gun back concealed under her jacket. Now we're out of she feels less exposed now. Also, if we're going to talk to authorities, it's best not to let them know straight away she has a gun.
Speaking of which, it might be
Blender
best
does
to
not agree.
do the talking, Annika. I'm happy
Blender
to,
does
of
not
course,
agree.
but I feel like you get along with people the most.
She's certainly better than I am.
All right.
Sure, I mean, absolutely. Leighton, you can
You are
do the
very
medical
convincing.
Yes,
stuff.
I'll pipe up if
yeah.
there's any medical questions they have, but I tend to come off a little bit colder than you, so.
I think you should tell the cops that you have a gun.
Here's my
I'm not
only
even there,
question before we go in.
Yes.
What killed her?
We don't know.
Unknown. Wild
I
beast,
think we should
perhaps.
probably
Something
stick with being ignorant.
Both feet.
Yes, a
We
wild
found
animal.
it. We took it. We don't know.
Yes.
It's not our
Okay.
business to know. Us showing our proverbial knowledge arses is probably not a good way to start if we're trying to
Leighton
look
is a doctor.
unsuspicious.
Yes.
Is all I would say.
Yes, I'll just
That's
say
not.
it looks like a wild animal attack because it does.
It does. It
Yes.
probably is.
People
Okay.
tend to tear each other in half.
I just wanted to clear that up before we go and talk to anyone. Let us then.
Absolutely.
All right. So you make your way up to the small house, and it looks like a two-story wooden building. The top is just roof slanted. Also made of wood, but with what looks like shale. Is it shale? Shingles on top of it.
Shingles? Yeah.
Yeah, stone shingles on top of it. You knock on a door and step inside, and you're greeted with a small room with what looks like two cells onto one side, three desks along one wall, and at the furthest one, you see what looks like some form of police person. Like dusty little pale blonde mustache, not a whole lot of going on with a beard, and what looks like a cap just pulled down over his eyes. Feet stretched out under the desk and just leaning back, taking a nap.
Oh, we really are going to ruin this fellow's afternoon.
As
No
you
worse than the lady.
as you open the
I suppose you're right.
as you open the door, you see him shift a little bit as the wind comes howling into the room, and sleepily lifts his cap and just. You're not from around here.
No.
Annika immediately becomes like, I'm terribly sorry. We just arrived on the late train and we were walking towards the village and we saw something in the snow and this poor woman has been attacked by something. We thought the best thing to do was to bring her straight into you.
Huh? Oh.
Dead person.
Killed.
Why? And he
She's dead.
gets up,
It's okay.
adjusts his cap, and just. And you can see, like, he looks to be maybe 20, 21 years old. Very young. Probably very new. And he just. Alright. Looks between all of you. Outside, right?
The body
Sure.
is currently on my horse. We thought it best to bring her to you. Lest the animal come back and drag her off or something.
Good point. He stretches a bit, walks outside, and then you just hear a. Good grief. Alright. Well.
Does he sound like he's seen this shit before, or that it's like just, oh my god, I cannot even today?
He's half awake, and you get the distinct impression that he was half awake and just thinking you all were drunk until he stepped outside and saw what was on the horse, and then his whole world just went to shit.
Leighton is going to offer him a sip of brandy.
He doesn't even look at you, takes it and just big sip and just. All right. Fuck. Could any?
Annika's gonna be like dramatically dabbing at her eyes with a handkerchief.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Could anyone? Never mind. Okay. Well, he's gonna turn to Ansfred and just. You look like a strong fellow. Could you help me get that off the horse?
Certainly.
I
Where
don't
should
like-
I put
I
it?
don't-
Her,
I'll
my
hold the
bad.
horse.
My apologies. Can you help me get her off the horse?
I'll hold the horse.
Yeah. Answer says certainly. Where's she going?
Well, we have best I can do, but we have cold storage. Until the police chief comes back in the morning. There's not a whole lot we can do.
Oh, lead on.
Yes.
He lives possibly with possibly surprising, like kindness and courtesy.
Yeah.
Like.
And
I think a lot of the time Unsfrid's actions don't match Unsfrid's exterior.
Yeah. So, he leads you around the building to a smaller building and unlocks it, opens the door, and inside you see what looks like a metal slab, basically. It's not as cold because it's shielded from the wind, but it's cold in here. It's really, really cold.
Yeah.
And
I put it down on that.
yeah, you see the walls are a bit thicker here than you would anticipate for what's essentially a shed, and it seems to be insulated in some way. And the young police grabs what looks like a tarp, canvas. Canvas was the word I was looking for, and just throws it over her. Well, I guess I need to write a report about this.
If you...
All right.
No, he wouldn't say that. Don't worry about it.
Do you have a superior, young man?
Yeah.
He's coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll be coming in the morning. I was supposed to just be here in case someone got too drunk and we had to lock him up.
I see.
Does that happen a lot?
No, but often enough that we have someone. Normally no one's here. Well, before the hotel opened, no one was here overnight.
Yeah.
And now that the hotel does this thing, we have someone overnight to just lock up people who get too belligerent. And then we let them out in the morning.
Does the thing?
Well, the more tourists arriving and thinking they walk in and they think they own the place and get drunk, and then we have to lock them up overnight, sober up, and then we let them out.
Terrible. Yes.
It's, I mean, they bring good money, but I sometimes... Up until now, it was a good posting. I could sleep the night through unless...
Don't let one corpse spoil the whole thing for you.
This second one in a year.
No?
Second.
Yeah,
What happened the first time?
you read about the first one.
I am aware of what I've read.
Yes.
What happened the first time?
I wasn't present for that one, but what the reports say is pretty much similar to this one. A woman shows up, gored.
Killed by an animal?
Yeah.
Woman. Similar age?
Not as far as I know. Let me actually... And he starts wandering in, scratching the back of his head the whole way. Just...
How old is this woman in particular that they've brought in?
Valid question.
Pretty old. You would guess that she's maybe early 70s.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Dressed in all black, aside from her overcoat. It was in a kind of dark.
One of the women from the newspaper.
Oh no.
Yeah.
She had a loose. You could have seen from her, like her hair was in a loose bun, and her overcoat, the winter coat, was in a kind of a
there it is.
light blue material.
You're losing again, Adana.
We're losing you.
No,
This
come
is
back.
very frustrating.
Stay away from the light.
Come on, Discord. Do the thing. Da, 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 da,
Thank
da.
you.
Discord, why do you have to be a bitch?
Whoop.
Am I back?
Father,
getting there.
why did you program me to feel pain?
Yeah, I
Right,
think.
Potter.
Yeah, Cycle, I think
Oh
Discord
God,
needs a
what
bitch.
is my life?
You pass butter. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we're all fine on stream. It's just
Welcome
they
to the
can't
team,
hear
buddy.
There
me.
you go.
Oh,
Oh,
there
I'm
you
back.
go.
There it is. No, we can now.
Whoa!
You
Nice.
You
to
just
do
said
is
a lot of
complain
stuff
about it.
really quickly.
Nice. No, just because all of us sound fine on stream. It's just you can't hear me
Yeah.
from time to time.
For some reason, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
It's just the chaos gremlin that lives in Discord.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. Okay,
Flexing his
so
muscles.
but yeah, so the woman that you've brought in now, you see she's early 70s, loose bun that had fallen apart. Her winter coat was in like a light bluish type of linen material. Like a waxed to be weather resistant, and then lined with some kind of fur on the inside.
Yeah.
The one that was reported about in a newspaper, she was in her late 20s.
Okay, so it's
Okay,
not
so
an
very
age
different.
thing.
Or I was really just going physical similarities rather than age, but yeah. Cool. It would be very suspicious if we were all to just start plumbing this guy for information, even though he is rather pliant right now.
I'm gonna do a tiny little plum and just I'm gonna do another strategic dance. I don't suppose you know her name, just so I can say a little prayer for her. Oh,
Excellent.
sorry, I just froze. So if anyone said anything, I didn't hear it.
There was some
are all
muttered
expelling your
compliments
virtue
to
then.
your.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Let me check. What's her name? No, no. Okay, why can't I find her actual name? Well,
Can't be that important then if she doesn't even know her name.
Jane Jameson.
now you see the
Something about
guy
Jane
stop
Doe.
for a moment, turn back, lift the canvas, look at her for a moment. Huh. I think. Oh, you meant this one or the one the this one looks like one of them sisters that lived at the hotel. The tourists that came by a while back. I can't remember. Olivia, Olga, something like that.
Oh no.
Oh,
Olivia,
no.
maybe. I don't.
Not Olga, possibly.
Something.
Well, I shall pray for them both, just in case.
You do that, yes. If you
Dab,
need
dab, dab.
any. Oh, you see it like straight up. Oh, I'm terribly my manners. If you need someone to lead that prayer, you could go by the church in the morning. I'm sure the chaplain will be there for those who need help.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dab, 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 dab. This is so sad.
Well, yes, I need to write this up and I'll use.
No, we are keeping you, of course. Continue your business, sir. Have
I'll-
as pleasant evening as you can.
If the
We will be staying at the hotel. You will probably
right.
want us for a statement tomorrow.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. If I need to reach you, yes, you're at the hotel. I will let the police chief know. I need to write this down. Yes. I hope you have a well, maybe not pleasant after this unpleasant business, but at least a comfortable night.
Thank you.
And he gives a slight, like, a bit of a nod with the cap thing and wanders into the police station. You can hear him muttering something about this was supposed to be a nice posting.
I have to do police work. What?
Exactly! In this small...
Wasn't part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not just I have to do police work, but I have to, like, he was expecting to have to do locking up drunks work, and now he's having to do, in fairness to the kid, he is now having to do, like, oh, it's a murder investigation. That was not really in the advert. Like,
That's like saying I want to join the Army Reserve. I won't go into war. Don't pound on that motherfucker.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's on you.
I know.
All right.
I always love it in movies when cops are like, it's like, I didn't join up for this, or like in the army or whatever. I did not join up for this. And I'm like, you're getting shot at.
Like, no, you
It's
actually.
literally part of
you
the job
pretty much did.
description. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Look,
in the contract.
Am I being critical of the kid? Yes. Would I be that kid? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Valid.
Absolutely.
we've all been young and made questionable
wanna
career
do
choices based on
stuff.
assumptions that didn't pan out.
That's not my jam.
I've never
I'm
done that in
21.
my
I
life.
don't do stuff.
All right. So, yeah, at the hotel there is what looks like a stables where you can put Mortis.
Excellent.
Like, give him a good cleaning off and put him away for the night.
Yes. It's not the first time he's been streaked with gore.
Yeah.
So he's used to it.
This is the first adventure in which he's been streaked with go.
And yeah, as
This
you
happened yesterday.
I mean,
Goodness.
so you step inside the hotel and you're immediately met by this wall of just warmth. You haven't been properly warm since you left the restaurant carriage on the train. And it's like falling into a hot bath when you're freezing. Every bit of exposed skin starts tingling and it's uncomfortable. At the front desk, you see a rather jovial-looking woman who gives you a bright smile and just, welcome. What brings you here to our sleepy little town in the middle of winter?
All Annika's brain is going, don't mention the corpse, don't mention the corpse, don't mention the corpse. And
I
what
guess
she wants to say is,
War.
the dead body!
I guess Alfred will jump in. He's like looking left to right. Ansford being Ansford. Annika watching the doctor.
Don't mention the body, don't mention the body, don't mention the body.
Yeah. It's like, we are all here to witness what we've read about in the papers. The swimming in the ocean and all of that stuff. And we're here to check in because that's what I didn't say I was a good talker, just no one else is talking, damn it.
It says, yes, I believe we have a booking for 4 at least, possibly 6.
Have they already arrived by any chance so that we can get those two into...
Oh no, they will be arriving in the
They're coming
morning.
along on the next train.
So
Good.
uh
Fuck you, chicken. And wait.
all right.
Yes.
I'll get
Uh,
to talk to some vet here on the train. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'll start threatening innocents soon enough.
Yeah,
okay, so
that's a valid
a
point.
name.
Are there how many birds are around here?
Well, right now none because
It would have
You
been.
see, now the whole
Yeah, we're
party's
inside,
hyper
yeah.
aware of them.
Now
He
the
is
whole party's
contagious.
done right.
He's contagious.
oh, so you have a booking, you say?
Sensibly aware of it.
Under what name?
Yes, I give her the name that Annika made up. The one we regularly stay under the fake name, not
Carlson.
Plumpfist. Carlson.
She starts flipping through a ledger and it does not seem we have a booking under that name. There is one under.
Possibly.
Yes.
Possibly. It was booked for us by my manservant Algot.
Yes. There is a booking for room for 2 couples and 2 singles under.
That would be.
That-
We are one
yeah.
of the couples and the singles. Yes.
Right. Well, of course, there is.
Under what? Sorry, what did he say? Oh shit! What did she say? I missed the last. Under. What name
There
did
is
it-
a booking under a Linnea Elveclind by way of Algot.
Ah. Yes. Good. Yes. Linnea, my aunt.
Right. Of course.
booked The entire.
Yes.
Yep, we have 3 keys here, one for each of your rooms. No, wait, 4 keys. 4 keys. There are 4 rooms booked for you.
Excellent.
The 2 singles are on the 3rd floor, and the 2. Hold on. Nope. I can't see anything. Need to. Yes. So the my apologies. The 2 doubles are on the 3rd floor, and the 2 singles are on the 2nd floor.
Thank you.
So you will have 2 suites that are on the 3rd floor, and she holds out the 2 keys for you to grab. Then it looks around, it's like, oh, it seems like you're missing some member. Well, since it's under your name, any one of you can take the key for the 2nd double room, should you wish.
The last couple will probably be arriving tomorrow. They were delayed.
Right, of course.
Well, Linnea was unable to come, so we found another couple to join.
Yes.
Yes. Well, feel free to. Do you have any luggage that anyone that you need help bringing up, or are you set?
We can manage, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
We're fine. Thank you.
Right. All meals are served in the dining room. There is currently dinner will. They are at the tail end of dinner right now. So if you want something warm after your travels, I'm not sure how much there is left of it. The kitchen closed an hour ago, but there should still be something warm.
We shall make do.
Yes.
Friends, I'll take the luggage up to the rooms. If you want to go and avail yourselves of something warm, darling, please get me something. And unless there is any significant role play we want to do, I'd be happy to skip to the next bit.
Yeah, Leighton just.
We have some food, we sleep in one bed.
We do the Fallout sleep. It's like 8 hours later. Bup, 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 bup.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Hours later.
Sleep on a mattress in a dirty caravan. And I'm awake. Good morning.
All right. So, hopping over to Blenda and Victor. Having having stalked, followed, made sure Linnea made it home safe without her knowledge, you spent the night at the castle and were given tickets.
I love the phrase "made it home safe without her knowledge," as in like she didn't know how she got home.
I mean, she is at that age.
Did I get here?
Yeah.
Black bag over the head.
And
That's very Victor and Blender style.
you got
Rolled
on.
up in carpet.
No, wait, you didn't spend the night. You went on the train that afternoon. You were given tickets by Algot to catch the overnight train. It's relatively empty, mostly. So the train that the others caught was mostly passengers. This one is mostly freight with like 2 carriages, one first class and one second class carriage. You were given second class tickets, and it's not heated. Not heated in any way, sense, shape, or form. It's uncomfortable, but bearable with the other people traveling in the same carriage.
Huddle together, put Fluffy under my coat, and try to
Yeah.
sleep.
You can see your own breath for a while, and then the carriage starts warming up with the other people sleeping around you. And by the time you arrive at Mölle Station, you're cold, stiff, miserable, and the sun has
No different to usual.
yeah.
I was gonna say getting
But-
off the train just could have been worse.
Yeah. A bit creaky in the joints, and
This is a normal day for
Yeah.
Blender, at least.
and looking out over the expanse, the sun has just come up. It's roughly 8 in the morning, and you can see it glittering or glistening along the frozen ground. As you look around, you can see tiny little pieces of ice moving in the air, where the humidity itself is frozen. And it gives a rather interesting rainbow effect when the sun moves through it.
Look around and then just, well, if the others are waiting, let's get to the hotel before they start waking up.
Yes, Fluffy, heal. And Fluffy's been going around like snapping at those bits of ice in the air and like jumping up and just kind of tucks his tail between his legs and huffs
Yeah.
as he follows them along.
As you walk
I
down
love it.
towards the village, you can you hear the crunching of frost under your feet, and
And
from
the
time
snapping
to
of Fluffy's jaws.
from time to time, there's like a little whirlwind that picks up snow and scatters it. But other than that,
Gets chased away very quickly by the dog.
blissfully, relatively free of seagulls. You can see 2 on the.
Relatively?
I mean, there are 2 in the sky. Where you were in the previous mystery, there was like
Suspiciously free of
16
seagulls.
in the air.
I was gonna say,
True.
Victor's eyes lock onto them,
Yeah.
and I think he picks up the pace because, as far as he's concerned, this is not a surprising lack of seagulls. This means this is a sign that they are starting to wake,
There you go, Josh, you were right.
and he's running to get inside because he wasn't concerned about making it to the hotel before the party was awake.
Fair enough.
You do hear a growl from Fluffy.
As well, pick
Opposite-
up the
directed
pace,
at the
like
seagulls.
light jog through the rest of the town to get there.
A sigh as Blender just goes jogging after him.
All right. You arrive at the hotel, and a different woman greets you than the others. This one, she has her hair pulled back in a finely laid kind of hairdo of sorts. Something between a bob and a bun. And almost like a resting bitch face, looks at you and just, welcome. Takes in Blenda's and Victor's attire, luggage, general sense of
Dog.
being out of breath, the dog, the rifles, just...
Can I have left the description of the remaining couple?
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
The concierge?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you see a disheveled couple with guns walk in, that's them.
It's the
Uh,
black
Actually,
house.
I was
He
going to
probably
say,
would've
depending
picked
on
on.
what time it is, Alfred might actually be up because I imagine he has old man spine. So
Yeah.
like, you know, like the
Yeah,
kinda
I mean,
thing
I'm
that
guessing
needs, like,
that,
a hot water bottle.
if nothing else, all of you are either awake or waking up because it's 8 in the
Right.
morning. So most of you will probably
Sure,
already
okay.
be awake, if
That's
not
fair.
downstairs already. But this, she looks at both of you and just, yes, you are the ones that were supposed to arrive this morning, I'm guessing. Your... Did you guys take the room key or did you leave the room key with the
I would
description?
have left it at the
Okay.
concierge so they could get in if they rocked up early.
Yep. Takes the room key and holds it out for one of you to grab.
Yeah, Blender grabs it.
Right. Your
Victor
room...
will throw that at something.
your room is on the 3rd floor. I would ask that you take care when walking the stairs so you don't disturb other guests. The stairs are rather loud.
Blender would move up the stairs surprisingly silently.
Yeah, I think
She's a hunter.
Yeah, Victor's only passable at stealth, but he's good enough. I think he's probably a little more audible, but he'll follow up just to... I think at this point, keeping the rifle slung over his back will just take his bag upstairs, and given everyone is already waking at this point anyway, it would probably just be to throw bag on bed, remove his saber from it, and stick it to his belt, and then head straight back downstairs.
There is a loud, like, thunk as Blender steps onto the top step. You get the sense it was intentional.
Good morning.
Leighton
Oh, you're
Like,
here.
Fucking tell
Well,
me to
Blender.
be quiet.
Yeah, Leighton, who was probably down in the dining area already with a cup of tea, a cat, and a good book, I think looks up at that. Just Blender and Victor must be here.
Oh, they-
To Ambrose.
Yeah. And a few
With all the
moments later,
subtlety
I
of a
think Victor
startled moose.
yeah, I think Victor would quickly...
Yeah, Blender's a
and-
hunter. She usually moves silently.
Yeah, I think where Blender is silent, Victor isn't. He's just like normal person, slightly quiet.
Yeah.
Just trying to be at least not to cause too many problems, but will sort of quickly hurry back down the stairs with his various weapons attached now, sort of large bags under his eyes, but about the usual for him, as he sort of raises a hand walking into the room and just take it you all had an easier trip.
Ours was fine.
How many
Victor.
corpses did you see?
A
Hmm.
few.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't sleep very well. Usually it's more.
And we had one waking.
Oh. Oh dear.
Do we know who they
Now.
were?
Now, Ardana,
Mm-hmm.
would you allow a tiny extracurricular activity for Ansfred?
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna go talk to the corpse.
During the night,
Yeah.
can Ansfred have... This was the reason he went and like, here, take me to where you store the bodies so that I
Ah.
can see how I get in.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
So he can go and have a quick word with the lady.
All right.
He would tell Annika, but not necessarily invite her. Like, she's welcome to come with if she wants, but this is his thing.
Okay. It will. How are you with lockpicks?
He's got a
I
wife
feel
with
like
lockpicks.
of the group. I mean, yeah, that might be the only reason he'd take her. What is the skill required? Because I've got a 5 in precision.
Actually, yeah. Hang
and
on.
a
I
3
can
in
find
stealth.
you that because I bought lockpicks before we left.
Like,
Obviously, I'm
she'd
not
lend
there
them
for
to Ansford if asked. If Ansford would like, I got a
Yeah.
little thing I gotta do. Can I borrow your lockpick? She'd be like, sure.
Darling, can I
Don't get
borrow
into
the
any trouble.
lockpicks? He says with this oddly shaped bag under his. It's more like sort of it's a string-necked bag, like a pillowcase size probably, under his arm that contains an unusual shaped wooden object, roughly like a cutting board.
Also, lockpicks apparently give you a +1 to your amount of dice, but it allows you to roll stealth to pick a lock.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
So
is
8
precision.
dice, 9 for me.
Yeah.
To pick a lock. Are you happy with that, Adana?
Yeah, go for it.
So I picked the shit out of that lock. I got 2 6s.
Yeah, more than enough. You get up to the door and you see it's a pretty simple, just regular lock, and get lockpicks in there. It takes you maybe 10 seconds to just jimmy it, and then click, it opens.
Cool.
And it's dark in here. There's no light.
That's fine.
Yep.
Possibly better. I don't need to see what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
To have this conversation. If anything, it's better if I don't.
Yeah,
I
probably.
light a single candle.
Yeah.
And
We're all God's children in the dark.
Well, no, not that. Oh no, not that. I have my wife's blessing. Yeah, I light a single candle, and I have something of a seance.
Okay, it takes you about an hour to set everything up and complete the whole ritual for it, but eventually, like, you feel a connection.
Yeah. And the Ouija board comes out. This is his new one. He has been forced to manufacture. In fact, this is probably his. It's not the first time he's used it. It will be the second.
Yep.
He was burying the body of the first person he tried it out with when we began this adventure. He was like, waste not, want not. Got to try it out. Might as well do it now. Yeah, and it worked just fine. But it's still unusual for him because this is not the one he learned to do this with. So yeah, he says, Olga, is that you?
It was my name, yes.
You are a friend of Linnaeus, yes?
For many years.
She sends her best. I am sorry. We are here at her behest. What did this to you?
The glow sun under his thumb.
Sorry, repeat that. I didn't catch what you said.
Okay.
If you could say it like normally.
Yep. She said the glow sun under his thumb.
Helpful. Glow sun. Do I know what that means? What that would be?
You can give me a learning check.
I mean, glowy pig.
Yeah.
Learning.
Yes.
I recently got better at that. That is 3 fucking 6s. Let's go.
Hey.
Nice. Okay. So, with 3 successes, it actually gives you a list of things you learn that you remember.
Wait.
Yeah. So the way she's been killed aligns with what you know of the glowson. So a glowson is a spectral boar
Yeah.
that is created by someone using another human being.
Ooh.
Oh.
And the way, with 3 successes, the way to reverse this is to break the implement used to control it.
Ah.
I'm just gonna go around smashing mirrors.
You also
Does the other person die when you do that? When you create it?
no, they still live alive.
Oh.
And from what you know, the other human used is transformed into this thing, like a werewolf
that's
during a
my
full moon.
first.
And
Right.
you
Cool.
find the
Is it
implement to control it, break it, and they transform back.
Good. So they remain that way permanently until you break it.
Yes.
Ah.
So
Horrible.
even if the person who cast whatever this spell is died, they'd stay that way until the implement gets.
Yes.
Great.
Yikes.
Oh, that's useful.
The implement used is a linden staff or wand.
Right.
And because you rolled
question.
so well, you know that glowsons, this kind of spectral pig, can be temporarily distracted if you leave apples on the ground. Much like a regular pig, they
hell
will
yeah.
just
Works
zone
on
in
me.
on that. And until it finish eating that, it will focus on nothing else. You also know that these creatures are drawn to people with the sight, and they grow powerful. They grow more powerful with each they kill.
Right.
Well, shit.
That might explain why
Oh,
they went
no.
after Olga then.
Yeah, that definitely makes Olga make sense. The other girl, interesting though. I'm now racking my brains. The previous dead body, the previous murder victim. Are they missing, or did they find a body?
They found a body.
Okay, cool. So there's still a person who's missing as well, presumably.
Yeah.
So because they're running around with a piglet.
So yeah, to summarize, the what you remember is that this creature is huge. Like I don't know how to. Like in modern terms, it would be like a SUV size.
Right.
Oh, big.
So
Bigger than small car.
huge.
Okay, big car. Yeah. Cool. Not bad.
Razor sharp tusks, razor sharp bristles along its back.
Ooh.
And glowing
Don't fuck
eyes.
with it. Keep it apples. Cool.
Yes.
Love it. Ansfred hears Glowson and goes, "Oh, not that again. Great. Good. Okay. So apples, linden stuff. Olga. Who? Under whose thumb?
The man of the tower that follows our lord.
Man of a tower that follows a lord. Probably a priest?
Lighthouse keeper?
Lighthouse keeper. Oh, yeah, sorry, lighthouse keeper, because we were talking about that in the very first. Okay, so the man in a lighthouse?
Perhaps. Probably.
You came here. Why?
Powers in the caves. Give us more powers.
And this man, was he connected to those powers?
The man keeps the powers at bay by his own power.
Interesting. Are those powers should those powers be kept at bay? I'm not certain of what side of the line I'm on.
Only those who know how to use them should have access to power.
You and I may disagree on that point, but interesting point of view. I don't know if he can think of anything. He doesn't like to do this for very long. He's kind of gotten the answers he thinks he needs, I think. He would say, Olga, is there any family or anything that you would like to communicate? I can subtly pass on messages.
Save my friends.
Who?
3 in the hotel, locked inside, afraid to leave.
Locked? Right. Names?
Josephine, Clara, Frida. They won't go by those, though. We thought we were clever. Josephine called Demonia. Clara called Melancholia. Frida called Sanguina.
Cool.
People.
We will do our best. It's why we came. Rest well, Olga. May the Lord keep you. And he severs the link.
All right. Please give me an empathy or logic check.
Empathy or logic, you say?
Yes.
Bupkis.
All right.
2 3s and a 4.
As you step out of the small shed after having gathered up your things, this sense of being watched wash over you, and you're instantly hit by an overwhelming sense of paranoia. You look around, there's nothing there, but you know the whole village knows what you just did.
I must get back. Is it a padlock, or do I have to pick the lock back locked again?
You have to pick it. It's like one of those keyholes. So you have to pick it back to lock it again.
Yeah. I'm tempted to not. I don't know if that's really on his mind. If he steps outside and feels fucking paranoid, he's like,
yeah.
No, he would because he doesn't want people knowing, and he feels like everybody does. So he's like,
yeah,
I must erase all. He would actually go to extraordinary lengths. If it's snow, he would probably brush the snow to make it look like he hasn't walked there.
Yeah. Okay.
He comes back fucking freezing because he used his own coat to brush the snow smooth all the way back. So he comes back in. His coat is sopping wet in a bundle under his arm. He is visibly shivering and quite pale. And Annika has never seen him. I mean, she's seen him in pretty shitty, but she's never seen him like twitchy. Yeah.
Match.
As he comes in.
Yes. Oh, I wish I could do that.
I could take credit for it. That is a phrase from a book.
Yeah.
Which book?
It is Ravener, by Dan Abnett.
Excellent.
Very good. Set in Warhammer 40k, but very good books, regardless.
Excellent.
And so this
like
was all
Annika
last
kind of.
night, then?
Mhm.
Sorry.
So sorry, this was last night.
Yeah, it was during the night.
Yeah, I would have come in around 1 a.m.
Oh, Annika will kind of like be awake, and she won't ask you what happened, but she'll kind of sit up and like put one hand on your arm and kind of would you like to share, sweetheart?
For clarity, Donna, is he aware that it's paranoia, but it's still paranoia, or is it like he genuinely thinks everybody knows?
I think he is smart enough to know that there's no way anyone would know. So you will be aware that it's just sudden onset paranoia.
But he is massively anxious and
Yeah.
Okay. He's very on edge. He's like probably just the new board working out the kinks, but that was not fun. But I know what it is.
Oh, good. That is very good.
And I know how to deal with it, and potentially this one could be solved without violence.
Oh, excellent.
I'm not even sure the one who is operating it is acting in bad faith. I think Olga and her friends, who are still here, I think, in this hotel, they are under pseudonyms, but very, very stupid ones. Like, not just obvious. Like, it's obviously pseudonyms because they're all melancholia. What? I think it was the four humors.
Close, yeah. I don't think Demonia was one of the humors, but the other two definitely are.
Yeah. It was like I'm sure she was here operating as Chronica or something. There is the pig is a transformed person, but could be turned back. There is an object you need to snap, a wand, linden wand, or staff, and this is kind of just spilling out of him. He is sort of word vomiting at her. She thinks most likely the man controlling it, the person controlling it, I think man though, is in the lighthouse. Whether or not that's a real thing, a place, or which she said the being in a tall tower who worships a. She didn't say God, but a power. Why they always have to be so mysterious? If and when I die, and I am, if someone comes and talks to me, make sure to if I'm not clear and concise with them, slap me, would you? It's infuriating. He does not, interestingly, let on how he knows all the stuff about the thing. He is allowing, if she chooses to, Annika to infer that the spirit told him all the things that he is now telling her. But yeah, he word vomits the information he was given.
Okay. Cool. Well, when you're done, she'll basically be like, "Well, rest up before tomorrow." And because you're probably really cold, she basically kind of wraps herself around you, like a limpet.
Yeah.
And until you're about more or less the same temperature as she is.
They jetpack to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Aww. All right.
It's normally the other way around, but yes, he is in a ball. Partially because he's cold.
All right.
Poor fellow.
Yeah. The night, aside from Ansfrid's little adventure, the night passes uneventfully. Eventually, you wake up feeling a lot better rested, and you come down and Leighton and all of you, like breakfast smells come through the whole place, and at around 8 a.m. Blenda and Victor shows up at the hotel, get their room key, and everything progresses from there. We are, however, now going to take a short break, hopefully short, and you've got a lot of information, so yay!
Oh, yes.
Yay! We need a
Sounds like
sack
we're
of
storming the
apples and
lighthouse.
some comfortable shoes.
Yes, and we're just gonna take a short break here, and we shall be, I always say about 5-10 minutes, let's say 10-15 instead, and we're probably closer to the truth. But
Let's say 5 and aim for that, and then when it doesn't happen, it's not.
okay, let's say 5 minutes, probably will be 15, but yes. We're gonna take a quick break here because we've been streaming for 2 hours already, and then when we get back, we will start from the morning. When everyone has arrived and met up again, I'm guessing in dining hall. So, say goodbye for now, everyone, and we'll be right back. Hello everyone, we're back. Unfortunately, we are just short. But hopefully she'll be back next time. So Blenda has caught something, and we shall be dealing with that in the meantime. That nearly made sense, so let's go. Alright. You all meet up in the morning in the dining hall during breakfast hours. You notice that during this breakfast time and talking back and forth, Blenda starts to clear her throat a lot, and after just maybe an hour of talking, her voice is nearly gone. And so she will still be with you there, but she won't be able to talk much, or at all. So, what would you like to do? The sun is currently shining outside, even though you can see that there are some clouds gathering on the horizon. It's a crisp, clear, late November morning.
So is it safe to assume that if we've been chatting for like an hour, I've been caught up on everything we know, sort of about this particular case, or?
Other than what Ansfred determined last night, which he is trying to figure out how to impart without giving away that he can talk to the dead. Because that's not something anybody knows he can do. What he would probably say is, so, Olga dead. Unfortunate. She, however, was here with associates. I think the first thing to do would be to find them. I think believed they were staying in the hotel. First port of call, probably the concierge.
I'd agree with that.
He would probably have discussed it with Annika and almost was like, can you take the lead in figuring out how to learn all the things we don't know?
I mean, if you'd asked Annika, she was just like, well, you could lie and say you bumped into one of her associates that morning and like talk to them.
I could do that. Yeah. Well, easier if I actually go and deliberately bump into one of the associates. I know where to find
Yeah,
them.
I was gonna say actually that was like, well, let's accidentally bump into her associates in the morning before breakfast, and then we can just say they told us.
We can certainly figure out some of what they know, so yeah, he would do that. He would rather than going and meeting everybody in the breakfast hall, he would go downstairs and say, there was a lady we encountered very unfortunately yesterday, quite dead, and we believe she was staying here, but it occurred to me she was probably not staying alone. I believe her name was Olga. An older lady, perhaps in her 70s. I was wondering if you could tell me if she was here with anybody else that I might pass on the ill news.
Right, so you walk up to the concierge, and it's the that same lady, resting bitch face, weird hairdo. Just, oh, so you're the ones who found poor Olga, right? Yes, the poor Martin came by this morning and informed us about it, and well, her friends are not that difficult to find. They're all dressed in black with black hats and tend to not leave each other's side. They should be down to breakfast any minute now. They usually arrive rather early. Well, at least for them.
Cool. I would probably wait for them outside the breakfast
All right.
room, but yeah, I'm wanting to talk to them before we see the others.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't take more than a few minutes, and you do see a group of 3 women that look like they are in mourning come down the stairs, dressed all in all black, and it's kind of... It's rather clear that they seem to be almost trying too hard. I think the modern word for it are edgelords.
Yes.
Are they all quite old?
Between
They're all
late
older
20s
days, or-
to early 50s.
Right, okay, so
Kind of
no,
all over.
not necessarily.
Yeah. One of them
I
looks...
am terribly sorry
So, let's
about
see.
your loss.
Yes, we, one of the women, a rather large, busty, very well dressed, but you get a feeling that she probably spent her last penny on those clothes.
Yeah, right.
Very intense stare. She looks at you and... Ah, yes. I heard what happened. It's a shame. Olga was the best of us.
Indeed. Actually, strangely enough, my aunt Linnea was a good friend of hers from long ago. Any reaction to Linnea?
You get a, like, they seem to be sharing a look. Like, uh-huh.
Yeah. Any sort of, do they know the name?
What would that be?
They were members, they were at the time quite the members of society.
Give me an observation check.
Okay. Bubkus.
All right.
3 4s.
Don't really see any reaction to your statement, and yes. Well, it's a shame what happened to Linnea. We are, however, going to continue Olga's work here. She was quite the artiste.
Right. Ansford then says, "You'll pardon, but Olga sent a letter to my aunt before requesting assistance. I am here. We are here to provide it. She was concerned. It seems she was right to be. She said something in the letter about and Josh is struggling for the name.
Glowson.
Glowson. Something about a glowson.
The youngest of them, a small, almost mousy woman with short blonde hair. I have no idea what you're talking about, sir. We are just here to paint the winter landscape.
Paint any lighthouses recently?
Well, we haven't had a chance to go out to the.
I hear the view down on the beach is beautiful.
Well, we haven't had a chance to go out to the edge of the coastline. Because of the wind and the cold has kept us indoors.
Of course. Then what was Olga doing all the way out near the train station, I wonder?
Maybe she was picking up supplies?
Of course, that must be it. I apologize for your loss again. And, come, my dear. And he puts an arm out to take Annika to breakfast.
All right. So, yes.
That was unhelpful.
Like, oh no. And then Annika's like, oh no, darling. They were very helpful. They told us all about what Olga had discovered and how to defeat it. But they're just concerned.
Yes, of course.
Bullshit.
All right. So yeah, you meet up with the others after this encounter, and you now have.
I mentioned the glowstone, and you read about it in your books. How lucky it was.
Oh, it was so convenient. It was like we'd prepared this in advance.
There's something about glowing pigs sparked in your memory, fortunately. We tell everybody our bullshit cover story. They can choose to believe it or not. Why would they disbelieve it? We're very trustworthy people.
Leighton won't question it.
No, neither.
They are, however, very afraid, I think, and fairly so. We should probably not draw any further attention to them than their already deeply suspicious activities have. So we should leave them be, I think. My only concern here is that whoever is, they're here trying to get power. And I'm not certain they should. I don't want to break the wards, that which is protecting the powers here. It seems to me that it is reacting to their intrusion. I wonder if perhaps it can be talked to.
Perhaps with some protection. I wouldn't want to, well...
If,
We're talking about the pig?
Well, yes. Annika in the books said... the books apparently said it can be distracted with apples. Kind of makes sense, I suppose. But I would want to save the person that became it, at the very least.
And
mean,
we
if we
think
can.
that these 3 women are the ones that summoned it? Is that the surmise?
No. I believe it was summoned by the keeper of this power. The
He
lighthouse.
doesn't want a coven of witches moving in.
Which is fair. I would suggest completely fair. They seem intent on continuing her work. I wonder if the solution would be to break the curse, binding this poor person into a giant boar shape, and then tell the girls to hoof it.
That part, the latter part, I might have a bit more experience in. Certainly. I would certainly like to try. As far as the creature, well, it's worth a shot.
The size is this. It's supposedly up close. They are what did you say about the size of a small
Wagon?
train? Yes, a wagon. Well, the largest Vaesen I've ever personally fought was the he gestures at Victor, the bird thing, which was comfortably the size of a horse, and I don't want to repeat that experience. So, and I doubt.
Yes, you
Mortis
definitely
does
don't want to
either.
fling yourself bodily at this one, because it's
No.
its hairs razor sharp, delightful. Yes.
So, fighting it.
So, throwing
hard
apples.
for me.
I will go and procure as many apples as this town has to offer. I'll take Mortis, of course, to carry them so I don't have to lug them about, and I will return.
Layton, I wonder. What do you know any sleeping remedies, things that make people fall asleep that you could easily acquire?
Well, there are
That one might be able to
extracts,
inject into an
morphines,
apple.
heroin, perhaps.
Don't want to hurt the pig. That could
I'm not
be
sure if I
injected
can
into
say
an apple.
heroin in the stream, but you know,
I mean, you said it
opium,
twice now.
This
Opium.
day and age.
yeah, opium, that kind of thing. I can probably I can
Could you
probably
coat one
infuse-
in what's the stuff
Ether?
we put in the rag called ether?
Chloroform.
Chloroform.
Chloroform is the word I was
Um,
looking for. Yeah, I don't know if
I-
chloroform is this era, but
I suppose I.
It would be, but
don't know if it
IRL
would
is
work,
actually
it's
not
just a
that
thought.
effective. You have to do it for like 20 minutes. And
Yes.
Oh, really?
Chloroform takes ages. It's not
Yeah.
great.
Yes, not
That's
actively
disappointing.
that useful
mean-
unless one is preparing one to do surgery. Takes
it
a
was
while.
just a thought.
Um,
Then
Leighton, you
I
would
don't want to
know.
hurt the pig or the person.
So,
Send it to me,
Leighton,
Karen.
Leighton, you would
Here
know
we are.
several plants
Come on.
that would have an anesthetic effect, but out on the cliffs like this, it would be very hard to get unless you already have it in your bag.
Would I have it in my bag? Anything of the sort?
An anesthetic, a fast-acting one.
I mean, it would still take a few minutes for it to take effect, but
if you
Yeah,
lace
valid.
the apple with it,
But if it's
shouldn't
eating
that
it, that's
take
the
care of
idea.
that?
yeah.
It
So-
doesn't matter if it takes a few minutes. It's
inject
supposed to
whatever
distract
the
it.
doctor would typically use to numb a patient into the apple.
Yeah. That was my thinking.
See, I'm thinking because usually that kind of thing is either injected or inhaled.
Yeah,
It would probably be
injecting
better
it.
to have. It would better to be have something like an opiate that one could ingest, and
Hmm.
then stand back and watch is the thing.
Either that, or perhaps
tranquilized.
that's what I was getting at, some sort of tranquilizing shot that our dear soldier boy can make.
I have the silver oxide or whatever it is that's in his hot shots, but we don't want to kill it.
No.
No, because at the end of the day, if we can save the person that's being turned into it, then that's the
He
best option.
Probably
best
could
option, yeah.
concoct something. I'm just not sure he has needles that are going to be able to penetrate the hide of a boar.
From
Hmm.
what we've been told, they control it with the staff, right?
The wand. Yes.
The wand. So
Simply breaking the wand should do the trick. It was a passing thought. If it's not something actionable, I don't want to hurt anybody, and it's probably an edge case anyway. Let us continue, I think.
Yes,
it
I will
can
buy.
be
If apples are as distracting as text seem to indicate, then it'll be easy
Yes.
to control.
If we
Well, I
can
don't want to say
distract
that.
it
Touch
long
wood.
enough
Easy. No.
to get
but-
inside the lighthouse.
Yes, I will buy as
Mm.
many
Yes.
apples as I can find, though, and
Yes.
Are there any
Keep them with
gaps
mortars.
as far as our research goes, as far as either dealing with the pig or banishing the pig's form or dealing with the ghost? Anything that I can look up or find out? That's a
No,
GM question.
I mean,
yeah, no. As
Meta
for
Josh rolled insanely well, so
yeah, he did. So, from what you know from your research,
And we didn't
as
bring
well.
the library with us, but
No, but Alfred, as far as you know from your research into Vaesen, you have basically covered all everything you need. You just need to find the person controlling it and where it resides. Just
Which we think is a ghost in the lighthouse tower. Correct?
well, I did see where it went.
Oh.
That would probably, if we're looking for the pig, I could go and very quietly investigate the place where I saw it last.
yeah.
This idea
So
does not fill me with joy, but I could.
I would
you
suggest that you don't do that before we get the apples.
yeah.
No.
I'd hate to see
So
you bored.
I'd say
These things prefer to bore the people with the sight, and we get stronger when they do.
And
so
we
we're
will
all
have
targets.
that. Yes.
That
Honestly,
was
if the
going to
five
be
of us
my
go out there together, we're a big
Well-
magnet.
That was going to be my point. It seems to me whatever we do should be quick, and we should probably find a place to hold up, because chances are it's going to find us once we pick a spot, which is an advantage of sorts.
yeah. So Ansfred, you would know with from experience that if you're on a flat field, eye line to the horizon is about 5 kilometers.
Uh-huh.
You're up on a hill a little bit, and you could see the well, you couldn't see it because it was dark, but thinking back, you would say that from what you know from maps and such, this whole peninsula thing is about 4.5 kilometers from the village to where the lighthouse is.
And it was heading in that direction.
It was heading in a northwestish direction, so possibly the coastline just north of the lighthouse.
I
But
think
that's
the
certainly the
lighthouse-
right neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I think the
So,
lighthouse
are
is
we
probably a
determined
safe-
to deal with the pig and then deal with the ghost? Is that the plan? Is that the
Well, I
order
wanted
of
to go
war?
straight to the lighthouse
Yes.
because we need to find the person
Yes,
with the
I-
wand.
I think.
Mm.
the
I think
I'm
lighthouse.
not
If
the
opposed to
pig is
either
there-
option.
What's that?
Going.
I think the
Yeah,
lighthouse
Jack is
might
at a bit of a
be
loss as to what Alfred can do to be of use, so I'll just keep an eye out and see.
Well, at this point, it's really all just we're going to try and talk some sense into this person / have a conversation. I don't know if it's any of us can be of any particular use. It's not that kind of.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Were you saying something, Victor?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I was just going to. I think the lighthouse is the best idea. Even if we don't find the staff or its wielder there, we'll at least be able to see the pig coming from a mile away.
I would still suggest apples first.
Agreed.
Oh,
of course.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think what's
Also-
likely to happen is that if we head to the lighthouse looking for the controller, very likely that they will send their pig.
They'll find
So
out.
then we will need to distract the pig long enough to actually get to the owner and break the wand.
Yes.
And have
If
the conversation and then break the wand.
I
Hmm.
would, at least personally, I would be happy to consider not killing them before we talk to them. But I think that breaking the wand as immediately as possible would be wise. Given both the threat the pig poses and also the fact that they have, for some amount of time, apparently had what was a person transformed.
I would agree with
What
that.
would help you get a clear shot on the staff in question?
Good question. Here, we'll reach into his pack
Finding
and fish
it.
out a pair of binoculars and sort of pass them over that I've been keeping in my sheet for a while, and just keep your eyes peeled. If you see him, let me know, because if he's on top of the lighthouse, he's going to be a while away, but Blenda's a good shot.
That is true. I was more thinking along the lines of perhaps having our cake and eating it too. If we can talk him down and convince him, all the more merry. And if not, well, if I'm going to be in the way and be a target, then I might as well see if I can get him to raise his staff particularly high so you can get a good shot in.
Blender can blow the top off.
True.
Such as
Given Blenda is having some
I propose
talking
throat issues.
difficulties anyway, maybe we keep her at a short distance. Make sure she has a
Overwatch.
shot lined up.
Proposal was?
So, Blender covers us, is our backstop. The rest of us go in, have this conversation, if possible. And they are here trying to take the power. My impression was they felt anybody who could wield it was allowed to.
Feels like the locals have a problem with that.
Yes. I
Don't
don't
necessarily
disagree.
blame them.
This is, yes, the thing.
Possibly, once we've dealt with the more immediate issue, we can try and ascertain a little more about this power and how to
Power.
not
we
stop
know-
it being used, but
We know the source of said
Yes.
power? What are we speaking of?
something in the caves.
Seismic controlling volcano, yes.
Aha.
That we came here to test and have no intention of doing.
Well,
I mean, that's a valid point. I would ask a passing waiter, like, excuse me, has there been any tremors, eruptions, things in the ground of the last few months?
Well, no. It's been rather nice. Yes. The
Is
ground
that
has.
unusual?
Well, it's more common.
I was just given to understand because I am something of an amateur geologist, and I was kind of hoping to experience one. Uppsala does not have so many, I was hoping, you know. We do one.
Right. No, not so much in the cold seasons, but during summer, the tremors can be quite often.
During
So
summer.
summer's when all the people come.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I
Yes.
feel like there's something with the number of people being there and they're being more
Oh,
active.
gosh.
Either
Oh,
we've
well,
been given a red fish
thank
as
you.
far as the tremors go, or I'm missing something.
The person who is running the lighthouse, the person who is in charge of the power, the ability to make earth tremors and such, really doesn't like that people come and swim here. It's very traditional in their viewpoint regarding naked clothing and so forth. Mutual bathing.
Not naked, can just see
They're
some
exceptionally
ankle.
well clothed. It's really disappointingly. Cool. I
see.
think the only way we're going to get to the bottom of this is to ask some pointed questions of a lighthouse keeper.
All right.
Right.
Like I said before, I'll try not to get in the way of any bullets, and if I happen to be in the way, hopefully I can help direct said bullets from our side into the stuff. It's the best I can do.
You are very thin. The bullets would just go straight through. Don't worry.
Try not to get hit with bullets, please.
I thank you for the tip.
I will probably be able to...
Annika's gonna like pat Alfred on like the arm and be like, "Don't worry, I'm great at threatening people."
She is, actually. Very
Yeah. He's genuinely
My love,
having
I
trouble
want to
picturing that,
register.
but he's like, I am looking forward to that in a macabre sort of way.
My love, I want to register. I don't. Whilst I also love to watch you work, I don't think threatening is the first thing we do. Yes.
Oh, absolutely not. But it's on
I
the
would like
table.
to at least understand before we
Yes.
open hostilities. Mind you,
Yeah.
based on this person's modus operandi, I get the feeling that it might devolve rather quickly. But we'll find out.
Well, let's
We'll
hope
find
not,
out.
because I don't know if there's even a way to kill this thing if we don't. So destroy the staff. Problem solved, at
Staff,
least.
one way or another. Either let's
And
hope
all
for
we're
the
left
best
with
and
is somebody
prepare
who
for the
can
worst. Shall we?
theoretically cause earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
We
But
go.
if they're a person,
Yes.
they're
Earth funerals.
significantly more vulnerable to lead.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. So
Cool.
you,
We go.
Leighton, you're looking for apples. It doesn't take
Yes.
all that long, maybe 10, 15 minutes to find somewhere to gather apples.
Are they in
It's
season?
no, but apples last a
No.
long time if stored properly.
Yeah.
I
And
would like to buy every apple. How many resources will that cost?
Well-
all the apples.
so
Oh,
And
good
not an
God.
apple was
many?
left in
Yes.
the village of Moller.
Need be, he will say that he's buying up all the apples for a party being held for a particular duke.
Right.
right. Yeah. You can
That's the
absolutely use
next
that.
fluff piece in
Uh,
the newspaper. Weirdos buy all apples. Front
Well,
page
if you
news.
want to use that advantage, the apples won't cost you anything, and you can get about 2 large
No.
baskets
What
full.
cost you it? What? Like, that's fine as far as the advantage goes. I'm just trying to picture that. Just like, can I have them for free? Yeah, why not?
Oh, if it's for a duke, a very rich person,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely, you can have.
Yeah,
them
that
for
makes more
free.
sense.
Yeah, if
Well,
you
probably
drop
if
his,
it's
Rich
Danger.
people shit
Yeah.
for free.
Yes,
This
I like-
counterproductive.
so
I can pay my
basically,
rent with exposure.
Class gap, take
Great.
so basically, what you do is that you're looking for apples. You find a place where you can buy them, and then just casually name drop this discount in there, and they're starting to go like, oh yeah, this will cost. Oh, no, you definitely have them
Nothing.
for free. That's fine.
Do we have to use the advantage for that?
I mean, if you
Give that
want
that
Pay
to.
for the fucking apples?
To get them for
No, we don't.
free.
Figured that the advantage was each of us got it, but if it's just one person uses it,
I thought it was
Then
just
no.
one.
Yeah, no,
thought it was
one
Annika,
of
to be
you,
honest.
Annika can use
Okay,
it really
no,
for
I
one
will-
time.
no, Annika or someone else should use it. I will use resources to buy the apples.
Okay, so
Oh my
basically,
God, we're pretty rich. I think we can pay for. I think we can afford
Yes.
some apples, you know.
Right.
so
Sorry, advantages. They are not individual?
Local economy.
yeah, advantages are individual, but because Leighton was
They are.
there in the scene, if Annika
Ah.
says that he can use it, then I'll allow it. But
Sure,
in-
sure, sure.
No,
I have it.
let's-
Okay.
Let's leave it for Annika.
Yep.
I misunderstood how it worked.
yeah, no. So advantage gives you 1 extra die in a roll that you feel is related to the skill that you used to gain the advantage, or the scene that you gain.
I don't. I've got plenty of money. I will buy the apples.
Okay,
It
so
will help the economy.
for one resource, you can get the apples that they can
Then there was that
spare,
5-minute point where
which
we-
is basically 2 big baskets of apples. I'd say about
Okay.
That'll do.
10 kilos in total.
Is that
Yeah,
enough?
that's fine.
This is why I love tabletop games. Just like, yeah, we actually made really good progress. We uncovered like 2 sessions worth of investigation in just a couple of checks because we rolled really well, and then got stuck for 15 minutes figuring out how to buy apples.
Yes. All right.
Literally just spent buying bushels of apples.
Yes,
Yep.
I will buy the apples. I will take away one of my resources.
All
There
right,
we go.
and yeah, so you set out
Thank goodness
to.
that. Right.
And so with Mortis loaded up with apples, they're starting to shrivel a little bit, but they're still good. You set out towards the lighthouse, which is... Let me bring you back on that map again. Where did I put the
May
hotel?
I add an addendum to that? That I have bought those 2 bushels of apples and 3 carrots.
Okay, yeah, sure,
Because otherwise,
absolutely.
this horse is going to try and walk in circles to get the apples.
Otherwise, it'd be
Yeah.
fucking weird, right? Just buying all those apples. We need a fruit basket.
Yes.
It's like when you're buying condoms and you're just like, I'm just gonna chuck a few other things in.
The carrots is specifically for the horse, so he doesn't feel like he needs to try and eat the apples.
I mean, that's fair. Okay, so it...
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, with your party, it's gonna take you roughly an hour to get out to where the lighthouse is, and it being a sunny and relatively wind-free day, I say relatively, it's still bloody cold. It's almost pleasant compared to what you endured to get here. And but by the time you reach the lighthouse, the clouds have started to cover most of the area, and it's starting to get a little bit gray, and the few motes of sunlight that you enjoyed earlier are fading. Not that it's getting dark, but cloud cover.
While we're walking, could I be keeping an eye and an ear out? This glowing pig is obviously of some concern, although I do think that there's a good chunk of him that is also just looking for birds.
Absolutely. Yeah, you do see a couple
Wouldn't
of...
do to like take out the giant pig and then killed by a seagull on the way back. That'd be some
I
bullshit.
can't risk it. I just can't.
Exactly.
We
Constant
keep
vigilance.
saying it, and there's a
Man,
bit
I'm moody
in
of
a Bill
birds.
Bailey routine where he's talking about a concrete pig that he has, an ornamental concrete pig in the garden, but he doesn't have a weed whacker, so he only has a lawnmower, so the grass grows up from underneath it, so he has a pig with a long green beard.
Yeah.
And it was like, I've got a giant pig with a long green beard. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on the back of a giant pig. And and it's just, whenever we say giant glowing green pig or something along those lines, I just have Bill Bailey in my head going like, wibble, wobble, jelly on a plate.
wobble.
Excellent.
The back of a giant glowing green pig.
Madonna and Victor, one thing.
Yes.
If Fleeton sees you watching the skies for birds, may I give him Ambrose, who is technically my pet? May I transfer my advantage there of pet to him by handing him Ambrose, which gives him a +1 in a check of his choice? That where is it?
I will
Once per
say-
session, gain a +1 to a test of your choice in a situation where your pet is clearly of use. Ambrose likes birds.
I will
Yeah.
say to that end, that is also
In
fair.
game, just cat going. Just being held.
I am also walking alongside Fluffy, who serves the same
Yeah.
purpose, and
Yeah.
is a hunting dog.
Yeah.
So one way or another. So if I get a +1 for that, so is it vigilance that I'm rolling?
Adequately protected
Yeah.
from birds.
It would be a
Okay,
vigilance
excellent.
check.
Well then, my vigilance is inclusive of that +1, 8 dice. Would you believe not a
Terris.
single 6, and I'm going to push the roll.
All right.
I would believe that, and I would believe you doing that too.
That's much better. That's 3.
There you go.
Yay.
Yeah. At first, you get that feeling of
No.
no birds, nice, and then you see just as you crest over to get to the lighthouse, 5 seagulls are sitting on top of the lighthouse, and you just feel this. I was having a good day moment.
So do I now have angry?
Yes.
Mine? My type?
Excellent. The one advantage I have here, and part of the reason I was willing to push it, is just because thanks to the suspicious talent,
Yeah.
mental conditions specifically don't impact my vigilance rolls.
Nice.
Nice.
Paranoia,
All right.
paranoia helps me once again.
Adana, am I frightened?
No. You're still
Okay.
feeling like you're being watched, but it's more of a creeping along your shoulders. It's not like you're not afraid. It's more of a you're almost hyper vigilant to like will others react to, but you knowing that it is a it's
a
not
natural
real.
Yeah.
Kind of keeps it at bay.
Yeah.
Um,
It's only paranoia if you're wrong.
exactly.
Yeah.
And there were 5 birds, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like, just
any-
because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get
I
you.
was going to say, obviously I can see the birds. If there are any signs of the pig as well, he's got his eye out for that.
Yeah, so with a 3, which is a really good roll, I'd say as you look around, first you notice the birds and that feeling of, oh, I was having such a good day wash over you. And then looking around a little bit more, you do notice that there are large hoof prints leading up to around the lighthouse, down towards the village, and then north towards the coastline. And by giant, I mean this size.
Yeah, gotcha. Enormous. All right.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
These
with
are
that
very-
vigilance check, you easily identify it as pig hoofs, but like meh, enormous.
I think he'll sort of
Trotters. that's what-
sling the rifle down off his shoulder, safety still on, but will sort of gesture with it towards the hoof prints as he looks towards Annika and the rest of them. Just these look like the ones you saw the other night near Olga.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, they're enormous.
Keep I think he'll, especially sort of given the binoculars he handed to him, he'll sort of look towards Alfred and just keep half an eye up. It's possible that if this person is in control, that's where they'd spot us from, and points towards the top of the lighthouse.
Yep. Right now, you don't see anyone
Anyone
up
there?
there, but
There is no one there.
I love that for
So-
us.
No one visible.
Annika has her gun in one hand and an apple in the other as we approach the,
all right.
the lighthouse.
You
It's like,
you
whatever
approach
one it
apple
takes.
in one hand, gun in the other.
Yeah, exactly. It's a vibe. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the 2 paths are laid out in each hand. Violence or nutrition.
As you
We should probably
Yeah.
move quickly. The less chance we give him to
Dibs
spot
that
us.
for Karen's favorite moment. Violence or nutrition. Dibs.
All right. As you approach the lighthouse, you see the body of the tower of the lighthouse itself. You reach up towards the clouds-covered sky, and next to it, you see a smaller house that seems to be the home of the lighthouse keeper. The up to the door of the lighthouse is a steep staircase that looks free of snow and ice, just to prevent any accidents from happening. There's also a shoveled and swept path from the door of the small house up to the staircase to the lighthouse. You see smoke coming out of the chimney of the small house.
Well, someone's home.
Great.
Who's
Should we?
sneakiest of us? Because I was
Yo.
thinking someone should sneak up and look in the window, but I'm like, who's the stealthiest? I don't think it's me.
Well, that answers my
Yeah,
I have
no,
eight.
I'm not
question I was
stealthy.
about to
9,
ask is
technically.
how we should approach.
It's like, hey, Hansford, do you want to sneak up and maybe look in the window?
I
I
think it's
technically have
Excellent.
6 stealth because I've got 5 precision and 1
I
stealth.
think Blender has 8. Although, so I think Ansford still wins, but I do think that as we sort of get here, and particularly seeing that there's a chimney going at the moment, I think Victor would sort of signal to her, and I think that she will slink off towards the side and try to find a patch of like shrubbery or something, and basically go to ground, sort of like weapon trained towards the door of this abode, so that if this person is unfriendly or elects to come out swinging, she has a clear shot.
Excellent.
Ansford will stealth up to the door. I got 2.
Nice.
2
Nice.
successes, which is
Very good.
about what you want. Although there were 4 1s and 3 3s as well.
What?
4
That's a
1s, 3
ridiculous
3s,
roll.
2
What the hell?
6s. 4 1s,
That
3
is a
3s,
lower
and 2
than
6s.
average sample size.
It is not a great set of rolls, but 2 6s are the important ones out of 9 dice.
Yeah. Pretty good.
It's not a bad Yahtzee roll.
Not bad at all.
I am sneak up to a window and
All right. Yeah, you sneak in and find a window, look inside, and you do see a small house that has 2 rooms in it, from what you can tell. So the room that you're looking in through seems to be some form of a bedroom. The shutters outside are a little bit open. And looking up, you can see a long hook that seems to keeping them together. And inside, you see what looks like a shorter hook that would keep them completely shut at night or whenever needed. Like looking over the edge, looking down, you can see the edge of a bed, and then the door to it is open and lets you see into what looks like the main room. It's a little bit hard to see inside because of the walls of the bedroom around the door, but you do see a rather robust-looking man sitting in what looks like a rocking chair, and he has a newspaper in front of him and a pipe that is slightly smoking from beneath a very impressive bushy mustache and a rather I don't want to call it unkempt beard, but it's clear that he keeps it himself.
right. He doesn't have a barber.
No.
Right. So big and bushy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but not totally long. Got it.
And
do I
he
see a staff made of lindenwood?
not from this angle, no. You do see
Cool.
shifting around a little bit over the door. You can just see the a little bit of the pipe of a rifle hanging over the door.
Interesting. Not that surprising, but other than that, like, he is a human dangerous, not a Vaesen dangerous.
Yeah.
Cool. And I see no sign of... Now, where did the pig's tracks go?
It seemed to lead from behind the house up towards the lighthouse and then curve down towards the village, and there was also another set that followed the same track up from behind the small house and then curve northward down towards the coastline.
Right.
So maybe it's like the way it's going undetected is like living in one of the caves.
Cave
There's
pig.
a lot of caves.
My suggestion is okay. So I would stealth back.
Yep.
And say, okay, he appears to be in there, and possibly unsurprisingly, no pig. Great. What I would suggest, we leave a bag of apples on either side, on either pathway that the pig seems to usually utilize, and then we go up and we have a chat. There is a gun mounted above the door. If there is, can I, Adana, check if there is a second door around the back?
Yeah, absolutely. With your with your stealth check.
That would be the one to knock on. Before I came back, obviously. I will. Yeah. Yeah. There is. Is there a second door?
From what you can tell, like making a loop around the small house, there is one on the back side that leads to what looks like a fenced-in small garden. So you would have to hop the fence to get through that door.
Less, not ideal. We want to be pretty casual, I think. I would come back and offer the option. So I was like, there is a gun above the door. If he wants to be violent, that would be his way. But if he wants to gun us to death, we have guns.
Yes.
I do have.
I might be far more worried about him pigging us to death.
On that note, you want to leave all the apples on either side of the path, yes?
I think some of them, I want to keep a few, at least.
Yes, I was going to say I would.
I think we should all keep a couple,
Yes.
just in case.
This is
If it's
potentially bad idea, but
We love those.
given we could not see it through the window, I imagine that if he was going to keep it on hand, he would keep it where he could see it.
I don't
would be
imagine it would
tempted
fit through the door.
to
Given
break
how-
it. I would
I
be
was gonna say,
tempted to
given how
break
big the
into
house is, it wouldn't fit.
lighthouse. I would be tempted to break into the lighthouse to see if we could find the staff there. Especially while he's not there to hinder us.
Are we sure he's not inside?
Blender.
I believe. What is it?
I definitely saw him smoking.
So he's in the
Blender.
house, which is like a separate.
If
building,
you-
like, nearby.
Ouch.
If we leave, Fluffy with you, seeing as Victor is so kindly looking after
Ambrose.
the cat, Ambrose, could perhaps, if he leaves the house, the bloodhound gives a call, gives a howl.
I think.
And that way we can.
I think Blender will nod
Yeah,
and
that
will also
makes
just
it-
like hold fingers like this up to their mouth.
I don't. I'm not implying a human noise, an animal sound, one that is not necessarily indicative of. Oh, don't worry, he's coming. That we don't want that. If we hear
she'll nod.
the hunting call of a bloodhound, on the other hand, that's not necessarily suspicious.
She'll
Yeah,
nod,
woo-woo.
and I think she'll return to her position, monitoring the door, taking Fluffy with her this time, so that if he comes
Hiding.
out, she'll prompt him to howl.
All right.
Yeah.
I think what Victor will look. You're the best with lockpicks, right?
Who?
At you.
Annika, probably. I mean, what is
I
a
think
lockpick?
mechanically it comes
Jack,
from
is
stealth.
it stealth?
Yeah.
Then me. Yeah.
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 Um, Can we use my role but say it's Annika, because she would probably be the one who actually did it? Like, I feel like it's her, but like.
You
I
can
kind of want
help
Keren,
her,
like-
but otherwise it would have to be you. You can add 1 die to a
Alright,
roll, but
I'll-
other than that, no. So what are we
no.
doing? Like, what's the layout here right now? So you want
So
to spread the
Uh,
apples and set up the dog,
Yeah.
and then sneak into the lighthouse. So where would everyone be located at this point?
So, I
Leighton
think
is
Blender is
studiously
actually going to stay
spreading
with
apples.
the dog.
Okay.
Yeah, and Blender is going to stay
I
with
mean-
the dog to sort of signal.
Okay.
I mean, Annika probably looks the least threatening if we want a soft opening, so to speak.
Yeah, whereas I think Victor is probably right up near the door with Ansfred, if Ansfred's going to pick it. Otherwise, Victor will try to do it himself. Because he is still passable.
Oh,
at
I'll
stuff,
pick it.
But yeah.
I think
I'll
Alfred
pick
would
it up.
not know where he would be best. This is not his forte. He is a
I
teacher
think
from
Victor
university.
would be
So
beckoning
he's like,
you over.
what? What? Okay.
I think Victor would be beckoning you over. Just once the door is open, we get you inside. Easier to keep you out of sight.
All right.
10 dice, 1 6.
For someone who does not know how to hide, we simply make it so they do not have to.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk up to the door, start fiddling with the lock, and after a while, you don't hear anything. And you hear the lockpicks fiddling in the lock, but the lock seems to click the wrong way. And then it clicks back, and you realize it was never locked to begin with.
Very good.
I love it.
Incredible.
Cool. In which case, I mean, look. The first thing
Success!
you do when you're picking a lock is you test whether or not you need
Yeah.
to, right?
If we're able to just...
Normally.
But it's
Instead, I
funnier
just
if in the heat of
eagerly-
the moment you
You-
forgot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And Annika's
Valid.
just got her hand over her mouth so she doesn't laugh out loud.
yeah. So the door
Hey, I
swings.
She did
did
it
it.
so beautifully as well.
The door swings slightly outward, as you just. I mean, you can play it off like you picked it. No one else would be.
I did pick it.
Yes.
I picked the lock.
Yeah, it was
I was like,
perfect.
sorry, that
Click,
took a
click.
little longer. It was very difficult. That one was very tricksy. It had a double mechanism. In we go.
Well done. And he'll,
Nobody else.
Wholeheartedly believes you.
I think that with the, especially if we
Well
get the
done,
door
yeah.
open, Victor's gonna sort of like step to the side and just try to hurry everybody in and out of sight, pulling the door shut behind, and then just it won't be somewhere obvious. Look to see if we can find where he's hidden it.
All right.
It
Anyone
might be
who
somewhere obvious.
is looking for
I doubt
any
you'd expect
possible
him to
hiding
do
places, give me an investigation check. So,
Something I can actually do.
can do
Yes.
have everyone walked inside except Blenda at this point, or people outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leighton would
think-
as soon as he'd finished with the thingy.
Yeah, Victor has hurried everyone in as best he can. Blender's just still, like, again, prone in, like, bushes nearby, eyes on the door.
So investigation, you said?
Yes.
2 successes for Annika's investigation.
Also 1.
Ansfred's not looking. Ansfred is guarding.
Okay.
I got 1 6 from 10 rolls.
Oof. So as
Oh, the
you
heck?
rummage through the lighthouse, the tower inside, the first area is basically what looks like a rather comfortable sitting area, and then a steep set of staircase leading up in a spiral all the way up to the top of the tower, with a few landings along the way. And looking around, it's well kept, if a little bit run down, not run down, worn was the word I was looking for, because it's really old. You can see areas where it's been patched, but whoever's done it is really good at it, like a very good carpenter. But you see, looking around at first, it wasn't obvious, but with all of your investigation rolls, you find Christian iconography everywhere inside here. It's carved into the stairs. It's just in the floorboards everywhere in here. And
Maybe I trust the
maybe a little
Christians.
bit
Also, can
obsessed.
I hear Terris's cat?
I don't think that was my cat. All my
nope,
cats are asleep.
that's mine.
Oh, no.
He's upset.
No,
Oh, that is the first time I've heard someone's fucking cat.
Yeah, no, that's mine. He's
That's
very
such
angry.
A loud meow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is very angry
It's a
that
beefy meow.
door is closed. Also,
How dare!
you find a
Stop biting
bunch
Mother.
of because Alfred, with your roll, you do find tucked away in what looks like a small bookshelf, various really, really old notebooks, like crisp papers, kind of almost falling apart when you open them. Notebooks, and it's written in like I want to say calligraphy because but you know, cursive is the word I'm looking for. That is very hard to read. But you flip through it and it's
Like if anyone could, it would be Alfred, right?
yeah, but even
He's
Alfred,
the doctor.
yeah. Alfred is having a hard time reading it. It takes a moment, but because you rolled pretty decently on that investigation, you find that it speaks of power under the ground, areas of what. So it's, one notation says the people from across the waters in the land of the Brits call it ley lines that converge under here. And one note that says any
Land of the angles.
yeah, the land of the angles. Thank you. And any use of magic in this region is amplified.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And can cause some strange side effects.
Oh dear, why do I feel like if anyone does magic here, there's a fucking earthquake? Or a faux earthquake, a earthquake, if you will.
I don't think that happens, but maybe they feel deeply
watched.
Paranoid.
And it's not the first time, and you do find notes on a grave sow, which Alfred, you would know, is another word for the glowson. And it's not
AKA the glow pig.
Yeah.
Much nice.
And it's not the first time one has been summoned in this region.
Interesting.
Do the notes tell of who summoned it?
It's
leadingly.
Previous lighthouse keeper, about 200 years ago, summoned one. And then when its job was done,
the
it
current
freed
one.
it. Not in those books, but yeah, with
Once
your
the job is done.
with your combined really high investigation checks, I'd say that you do find a newer notebook that speaks of the current lighthouse speaker. It's a lot of ramblings on him feeling that whatever magical powers of enchantment and stuff he has is a gift from the good Lord, and he uses it to root out evil and keep sin away from this peninsula.
Alex.
Oh, good,
Right.
a zealot.
Okay, great.
And
One that never heard of the fucking Inquisition either, apparently.
apparently, and
But darling, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
So
Nobody expects this. Sorry.
So we find a lot of notes about stuff, but no sign of the staff itself.
no, not here. Let me actually, because there's a name of the person that was.
I think it's probably very valuable to him. He keeps it on
Yes,
his person at all
if I
times,
were-
particularly
If I were a wood-wielding zealot, I probably wouldn't let my wood get too far
Yeah.
away from me. Not in my
How
old
much
age.
wood would a wood zealot chuck if a wood zealot could chuck wood?
They would chuck the wood, you see.
At least a small amount of linden.
Yes.
Hmm.
Mm,
Ugh.
Just as a side note, just to check, because I fall into this trap all too often. I'm gonna just. Fair enough if it doesn't change the outcome of the roll, but I would like to look up and look down and just
Look
make
up.
sure, literally just make sure that there is not like, because
Yeah.
almost every time I fail to notice something in a puzzle, it's because it's either tucked near the roof or it's tucked like under floorboards or something.
Okay.
And
You're doing the
so-
Batman
Right, I
test.
thought
I wanna check.
I thought
up,
you were just
check
reading the
down.
book and like.
We can't find the
check
bat.
again.
Yeah,
You
no.
look up. Oh,
No,
yeah.
so yeah, with I'd say that Victor, with the you rolled really well on those investigation rolls. Victor could have pointed out that just check up here, and then because all of you rolled so well, so you have checked the entire lighthouse from top to bottom at this point. Ansfred, could you please give me a vigilance roll because you are keeping watch.
Yeah. Hey. Because I've been rolling like dog shit for anything less than like 8. But vigilance is logic.
It's
Yeah, I got 1.
nice.
I got a 6.
Whoop. So, as the others are just as unobstructive as possible or uninvasive as possible, searching through this place, you keeping watch, you hear a door slam and then a dog start barking.
Right.
Okay,
He's
I do
coming.
have a question because Jess did specifically
Yeah.
DM me something about this scenario.
Okay.
When he leaves the house, is he holding a weapon?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
I assume
Blanda
it's
would
the
have
gun?
seen that. Yeah. He's holding a rifle.
Okay, I think in that case, she would wait not immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that if she sees him going for the door and she knows everyone is inside and he is wielding what appears to be a loaded weapon in a menacing fashion, she will take a shot.
All right.
Because Jess messaged me and said, hang on a second, and I quote, she will shoot. That's who she is as a character. If I identify a probable threat, it's shoot first, ask later.
All right.
If she sees him with
So
a
much for
weapon,
conversation.
she's
All
going for it.
right.
We love Jess and Blender so much.
Look, she's gonna shoot him. It doesn't mean she's gonna kill him, you know.
All
Maybe
right.
in the knee.
So hang on a second.
I don't know
I'll
if you've been shot before, but generally speaking, if it happened to me, I'm not sure
have.
how up for chatting I would be after that.
Wait,
and then
At
Terris,
least not
hang
in
on.
an
Sorry,
amiable
Terris.
fashion.
Yep.
it's another
If you push
You've been
down on
shot?
the wound, maybe.
What's the bonus
Friend of
roll?
mine with a BB gun, accidental, but it was pumped like 20 times right in the arm. Have a scar.
jeez.
Had to have it surgically removed.
Right.
Friend
All right.
is doing a lot of heavy
Oh,
lifting
here
there.
we go.
Friend, yeah.
So I've
Friend
just
shot
gone
Literally
you.
my
through
best,
this,
he's literally my best friend. It was an accident.
All right.
Dick Cheney'd you.
I've just been through Blender's sheet. I didn't realize Blender had a plus 12 to ranged attacks with her rifle, but here we are.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a reason she's the
It's
sniper
like
on this
she's-
team.
It's like she's been built for something.
Yeah. Okay, that is pretty good. So that is
Is this a warning shot or is this a shot?
this. It sounds like this is a shot from what just messaged me.
Blender
so,
is a shot. Yeah.
I feel like Blender is the type to if she fires a warning shot, she's putting it somewhere she doesn't think will kill
It's
you.
into your knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's into your foot or it's your kneecap, and it's just like that was the
Yeah.
warning shot.
All right.
That was a warning. The
so-
next one's in your
Most
head.
people fire the warning shot over their head, but okay.
What's the Fire the warning shot. This is a grenade launcher. Potato, potato. Fire the warning shot.
Fire a warning shot into his
Fire.
bulbous ass.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, two successes out of 12 dice.
All right. Well, that's going to hit. Where would she?
I think just like I don't think Blender's like because I know that she's a hunter and she probably goes for the head on like kills in terms of like hunting, but I think in terms of if she's just trying to kill people, it's probably just center mass. So just like chest, biggest area.
All right.
Sure.
Hey, Leighton, we may need
Yes.
you.
Yeah. So
Well,
please
I'm right here.
roll 2 d6s.
All right.
'Cause this does
2
hit.
D6. Cool.
Oh,
The two
Wow.
d6s are a 3 and a 1.
Okay. 3 and a 1. That doesn't make sense. Well, because the injury is dislodged teeth. That doesn't make sense.
huh. I mean, if you get shot in the head,
I mean, yeah, I mean,
guarantee
I'm
there'll be
happy
some
to
dislodged
adjust
teeth
and
with a
like she might have
shotgun.
Yeah.
might have been aiming for center mass, but if she was a little bit off, I guess she could have like hit him in the jaw or something. I don't know.
That
Jesus.
No.
sounds like instant death to me. I don't know
Honestly,
about
yeah,
anybody
it
else.
Yeah.
kind of
Not
does, but I'm
necessarily.
also sort of like
One would
Um,
hope for his
one
sake.
would hope. I think what's
Yeah,
the best way to put it? Like,
I would say
these
that.
characters are great. I love that Jess and I are playing these characters. These characters are not good people, and we make no pretenses about that.
Yeah. No, so I would say that since she's aiming center mass, and because she had 2 successes, she does manage to hit the arm carrying the gun and rupturing the elbow. So he can no longer fire the rifle. But it's
Okay,
not a
you know what?
fatal
That's actually
injury.
Kind of ideal. That's
Yeah.
kind of ideal. Not a fatal wound. Can still talk because we didn't blow his jaw off, but he
Yeah.
can't fire his gun anymore.
I can't ask her questions if you don't have a face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even with Speak with Dead, you still need a face.
Not if you're using a Ouija board.
Fair. That is actually true. But yeah, and you hear the door open, Ansfred, and you hear the dog go off, and then you hear a shot ring out.
Shit. I knew there was
I
a
think
fault with
Alfred
my
will hug
thinking.
the deck like he's at war.
We all hear the
he-
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Put it down.
Incredible.
Oh,
I do
I'm
think
hurt. I am very much hurt.
if we do hear the shot go off, I do think that Victor is
Yeah, you would.
just going to barge straight out the door, looking for the
Nope.
source of the shot.
Like Annika's gonna basically let him go first because she can sense the urgency here, and then we'll follow with her gun and apple ready.
So I messaged Jess
yeah.
to just say you hit him, and she just responded, "Heh."
So, yeah.
I think I made the right call.
Yeah.
Well, we tried.
So, Ansfred.
Ansfred would look at Ansfred would look at Leighton, and as Annika and Victor go out the door, apparently, Ansfred would look at Leighton and Alfred and say, "Well, I did try," and pulls out his bow and goes right after them, bow drawn.
Leighton is going to wander around with medical bag in one hand and pistol in the other.
All right. So what, Victor, as you slam the door open, rush outside, you see Blenda, a rifle lifted, smoke still coming out of the barrel, and a man in his late 50s, like bushy beard and mustache, eyes gleaming with hatred at this point, holding his elbow, on the other arm, and you see like blood running down his arm. A rifle on the ground. He's halfway between the lighthouse and the small house. And as he sees all of you run out, he's just gonna glare and say, "So, you disturb my work again. The Lord's work in this area." And then
Does the Lord make a habit of turning people into pigs? As he kind of aims his rifle at him.
I am called to do what's necessary. Yep.
Cutting women on moonlit nights?
Any sinful devil on this earth needs to be sent back where they came from.
Nonsense.
Ansfred shoots him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ansfred was like, "Oh,
I was
okay.
gonna say, I think
Shoot."
Victor was like a hair trigger away, so if you shoot, I will shoot, but I'll let you go first.
All right. You see.
Ansfred goes, "Oh, there's no talking sense to this man. He's a fuckwit." Okay, cool.
Okay.
Great. I love that for him.
You see the. Actually, anyone who wants could give me a vigilance check.
Hell
I
yeah.
will give a vigilance
I would
check.
love to give you a vigilance check.
Vigilance 2 plus logic 5.
And then we are
7.
in initiative order.
For me.
Huh? Ansfred?
1-6 for me.
Okay.
Oh, 3.
Nice.
No sixes. I noticed nothing.
1-6 for me.
Okay. So,
cheering.
as he's.
I am looking on his person to find the Linden staff. I want to be clear.
Okay. But
Yeah.
as you're looking him over, you see what looks like. As he is grasping his elbow, you see what looks like the final flourishes of something. Ansfred, you would recognize it and see it as the finishing of a seal of some kind that he's drawn on his elbow, and then he just flicks it off as if he's finished it. And then in the distance you hear as something heavy comes rushing up from the coastline.
Cool.
I'm getting ready to ditch an apple.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll shoot, but Ansford shot first, so...
Yep.
That is, the film doesn't
Take your
actually
Han
look like
Solo
that at all.
moment.
Yeah.
No dear.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
No, I just said
It's
take your
up.
Han Solo moment.
And I said the film doesn't actually show
Oh,
that at all. There's no
sorry,
evidence of that.
sorry.
Yeah,
No, you're fine.
Duh,
we both made a Han
missed
Solo
that.
reference.
All right, take your shots.
Oh, the two of you getting married. You'd be very happy with that.
I get 1-6 to put an arrow into him.
Okay.
Excellent. I mean, yeah, I'll take a shot.
It's probably a silvered arrow, if that matters. But
far as
I am
I'm
also, having seen that what he drew on his shoulder, or on his arm, I would be closing the distance.
Okay.
Yeah, considering, what is it, I think that this is, at least for now, I think this is a human. He's just getting a regular bullet.
All right.
Yeah.
2 successes again.
Nice.
Nice. Very good.
Yep. Nice. So.
My angry condition does not preclude my gun skill. Maybe makes them higher.
Okay. So where are you aiming for on this guy? Because he looks like he is, at this point, he's bleeding out. He's still standing, but he's heavily hurt.
I mean, especially if we're not that far from him, I do think Victor would be going for a kill shot. I think
Okay.
he'd be aiming for the head if he could. Yeah.
All right. So
Like if he's standing there, not moving, and we're at short range, and he's just brought the pig back, he's like, nope.
yeah, you
you're
see
done."
with the 2 successes, I'd say you make direct contact, even though he's trying to pull away, but it just scrapes past his head, taking bits of it with him, with the shot. Asfred, where were you aiming for with the bow?
Shoulder. The shoulder with which he used the arm which he used to fix his other arm.
Okay.
So the shoulder to immobilize that arm so he can't cast any more healing magic on himself, which is what I guessed he did.
All right. So yeah, the arrow now sticks out of his shoulder, and you see the arm fall limp, and then he looks around, trying to discern like if there's any way to leave or get out of this situation. What are the rest of you doing?
Annika is basically winding up, ready to throw an apple at the pig as soon as it appears.
All right.
We need to find the staff.
Yeah.
He's not carrying it?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I
Might have it down his
will
pant leg or
either
something.
turn the place upside. I guess I'll just turn the place upside down inside the house.
All right, give me
Seems to be
a investigation check.
All right.
As
So
a,
are you
as a
going
fun thing,
into
because,
the
what is
is
it?
his house?
Blender took her shot and everything. Could Fluffy have run into the house and be sniffing around to give him the +1?
Yeah, sure. If Blenda
Hell yeah.
use her action
No
to
need.
say that, to just run in.
Yep.
Fluffy,
3.
go get the stick.
Nice. Huge.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, with 3
All the
successes.
gunshots. I'm basically imagining like a drunk uncle at a Christmas party, running around and
All right.
Phenomenal.
Where's
It's,
the wood?
it's not a
Good
very it's not a very big house, and as you get inside, it's 2 rooms, and one is the bedroom. One seems to be like a general living area, and you start tossing the place. Fluffy is helping, sniffing around, and not entirely sure what the hell he's looking for, but he's trying to help. And
What
just
he lacks in
Yeah.
knowledge, he makes up for in enthusiasm.
as you're
Yeah.
tossing this place, all of you outside see this enormous thing come up next to.
Great.
I didn't post it. Okay.
Yeah, when Alfred has gone inside, Leighton has
I haven't
casually.
left. I didn't
thought you were
go
going-
anywhere.
You were going into the guy's house, I thought.
Oh right, I thought that's where we were.
Yeah.
You said
Then-
you went to
yeah,
toss
sure.
the house. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you were
Yeah,
in the
wherever-
lighthouse. You were in the lighthouse, and then you have
We
already
didn't find
tossed.
anything in there, so
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah.
the other place then. I don't mind.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Leighton has just casually stepped between, like, so once Alfred's gone in, he's standing in front of the closed door.
Okay.
In
In that case, while all this was happening, I would have army crawled across the grass. Just
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Just this
around.
elderly man with his glasses.
You can. He's probably not a threat, Alfred.
ah!
All right.
I've messaged Jess, yeah, you destroyed the elbow on his gun arm, and her response was just, yeah, fuck that guy. So,
So,
worked
looking
out.
around, you see this enormous boar just run up from the coastline, easily like the size of a post carriage at this time. Razor sharp spines protruding from its back, and huge tusks. Like one of its tusks is probably the size of Annika's forearm. And it runs
The big
up,
pig.
and you can like the ground is shaking under you as it runs up, and then just comes to a halt, turns its head, and starts eating apples.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God for the research.
Excellent.
And you see the man just
This
whip its
gentleman
head
is why you
around,
do your research.
growl something under his breath, and everyone standing near him, like within one zone, so to speak. I need all of you to make a logic check.
Ooh,
Just straight
just
logic?
logic.
Just
Yeah.
straight logic.
Straight logic.
Okay, I think I actually do suffer the penalty for angry here, don't I?
Yes, you do.
I just rolled D5s instead of D6s.
I got 2 successes.
Nice.
I got
I
also
one
got
on
these-
2 dice.
I
I
also
got-
got 2.
None successes.
All right. So, Victor, suddenly, as you look around, everything starts warping slightly, and you look over and trying to find your bearing. Who would be standing next to you? Ansfred next to you. You
Ansfred.
see. Ansfred next to you. Yeah. You see his arms start sprouting feathers and become wings.
Oh.
And then his face, his whole body turns into that Varan that you fought. The rest of you manage to shake off that feeling, even though you feel like your whole reality starts twisting slightly. But you managed to
I
shake
think you
off
will
it.
see Victor go from looking like, in spite of the fact that this is a turbulent situation, looking relatively composed, to going sheet white and beginning to chamber a silver bullet.
Yep. Is he looking at me?
Yes, directly at you.
Yeah.
Alfred, inside the
I saw
house.
the guy cast a spell.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, Karen.
Yeah, no, so Alfred, inside the house, you have just torn the place apart. It's like trying to surprise or catch a student with illegal substances kind of search. You have tossed the place, and eventually, inside
No one likes a knock.
a
No, well, that's a different conversation. Continue.
inside what looks like a cabinet, behind a bookshelf, you find a gnarled-looking branch that seems to be hidden behind everything. It looks
I'll
like
grab it.
made out of linden tree.
Great.
Do I know what I need to do with it?
Yeah, you would have been told that you
We
need
all
to
agree
destroy
that
it.
break it.
Snapping it.
Yeah, break it.
Destroy it. That's a shame. All right.
It is a shame.
That's a shame because it's not going to happen. Betrays party. Yes.
I
was
control the
wondering
big
if I
pig
could-
now.
If I can turn it off, you know.
I mean,
Just,
you
like,
could
tap
use
it
to
twice
kill
on
him.
the
That would be
ground.
very ironic.
You know.
But yeah, you would know that breaking it
What, like,
breaks the curse. Yeah.
Yep. Returns the pig to a person.
no, well, I will.
I've always wanted a giant glowing pig.
I'll limp up and go. Answer. I can't do it. I tried.
Yeah, you and as you walk out and see that, at the moment you do that, you see Victor just casually just to answer.
Oh, he is like fully though shaking and white as a ghost. Like he
Yeah.
looks terrified.
Leighton is going to hand you a bone saw out of his medical pack.
I take
Alright.
the staff. I see Victor raising his thing. I take the staff and I snap it. He's like, "Thank you."
I was gonna
Fine.
either say, actually, maybe I'll amend it slightly so he's like
Yeah.
less useless. He's just like he wedges it in the door because he's like
Yeah.
a, you know, a
Yeah,
intelligent
absolutely.
sort, and he just says,
Applied physics.
you know, Hansfred, help me pull. Just the power of physics. That's right.
All right,
Power of
Annika.
physics compels you.
Annika, in this
Yeah.
chaos,
It's not
what
a
are you
great
doing?
break, I think it's just the corner.
Yeah.
Just the little bit.
Love it.
Okay, in this chaos, Annika, what are you doing?
Well, given that the pig didn't need me to throw an apple at it, it already had a line on the other end. So, I am just gonna, I guess, whip back around towards the others and hopefully notice that Victor looks like he's about to have a panic attack. If I'm allowed to notice that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's-
he's not.
And or
He's,
your husband.
Victor is not a subtle man in many ways.
Yep.
And then I'll be like, Victor, you all right over there?
I don't think he answers verbally, but you just see his head kind of jerk side to side as he like struggles to chamber the round with shaking hands.
I'm gonna head towards him
Yeah.
to try and, I guess, intervene because he looks panicked and not in a helpful direction.
Okay.
Mm.
Annika, as you pass by the wounded lighthouse keeper, could you give me a force check, please?
Ooh,
Intriguing.
gonna start some shit. Cool. Let's see what my 2 dice give me. 1 success! I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. So, as you walk past the lighthouse keeper, he looks up at you. His eyes flash black for a moment, and suddenly you feel what is a long gash along your arm, just open. And you suffer 1 damage. You would have taken 2,
Oh my
but
God.
you saved against 1.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool. Can I shoot him in the face?
If you want to.
Sure. It's not even like she doesn't even really think about it. She just kind of does it.
Just like the equivalent of like slapping a fly, just motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ticket shot me.
So
Killed me with a sword.
It's like that
Weird as
Pirates of the
that.
Caribbean joke. Yeah, you shot me.
what? Sorry, it's been a while since I've had to fire the gun. What do I roll for that?
It's
Ranged.
ranged combat. Precision.
I believe you have a plus something though, unless that's damage.
Yeah, it's 2 + 2 because my revolver is a 2
Mhm.
bonus.
Yeah.
4 to see if I can shoot him as a reflex from having my arm slashed open by mysterious forces that could really only be this prick. Oh my god. He really threw my aim off. I rolled 3 1s and a 2. So I
Ooh.
guess my bullet just goes right past him.
Yeah, you see,
I'll
like-
say, if
like,
you were desperate
motherfucker,
enough, you have your success thing.
Try
I mean-
to shoot it sideways and just
you can.
totally
You
fuck it
have
up.
a hero point that gives you an automatic critical success, and you can always push it if you want to.
Ooh.
Annika.
Narratively, I kind of like missing. It feels like it works. Is that weird?
Yeah,
No, that's fair.
and hitting
Totally
it point blank is really difficult. So since he's looking
I'm
at
gonna
you,
let-
he just snakes out of the way, and the bullet just ricochets behind him.
For the sake of trying not to hurt the rest of the team, could
Yeah.
I have Blender go before I do?
We haven't really rolled initiative right now, so all of this is happening all at once. But sure, Blenda can go if you want to.
That's fair. Sure. I'll say Blender goes, but if she fails to kill him here, / if killing him doesn't remove the effect, I'm gonna shoot at Ansford.
Yeah. There's still Alfred is still standing there with like the staff, just or the ones in the door, waiting for someone to help him.
Oh,
You mean Alfred is doing that, or Ansfred?
we already.
Oh yeah, I thought
Oh, yeah.
Ansford said he'd
It's
help.
Yeah.
it's
Didn't
all
we
sort
already
of.
do that?
I imagine we're
Okay.
kind of operating in turn order. Ansford shot the guy. I think it's the last thing Ansford did. Correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, Adana, but yeah,
Yeah,
I felt
Ans-
like I hadn't. done it
Ansfred
yet,
just
but I
shot
was
him,
gonna.
and then next,
Yeah.
so the next thing would be
Oh, gotcha, so
Ansfred
people- yeah.
helps Alfred,
Circling him.
then Blenda, because everything right now is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Because we haven't rolled initiative.
All right. So that's
Uh,
cool.
But yeah, Blenda
Blender
will stand there, look over to Alfred, and do whatever she wants to do, so she can absolutely try to shoot him.
I mean, yeah, she's gonna try to shoot him again. Okay, well, I mean, it is 1 success, which is good.
Yeah.
But on 12 dice, that's a little rough.
Ooh, that's very rough. Yeah.
Ouch.
That is rough.
He is already broken, so and bleeding out. He has taken 2
I'm gonna
critical
send this man to the
injuries at
bin.
this point, so the third one will kill him.
Excellent. Well then, yeah, if she has that option, she's going
Yeah,
to.
absolutely.
I think that she, like, what is it, took the first shot probably, like, laying down again because she was trying to be stealthy, and while all of this was happening, was sort of getting to her feet, closing ground before she stops, kind of posts up and
Yeah, absolutely.
sinks one into his back.
And as that shot rings out, Victor, you're almost there, ready to fire when the visage
I fully think that
fades.
he has the bullet in and has pulled the trigger a few times in panic
Yeah.
before remembering that he needs to, like, chamber the rifle
Okay.
in his
Yeah.
panic, and is in the middle of doing so when the last bullet connects.
Yep. And the image of the Varan fades from Ansfred, and you can see the area again. Ansfred.
Ansfred did not notice.
Yeah.
Ansfred
And
was
nothing
too fixated on the
happened.
stuff.
So Ansfred.
And he. Yes?
Yeah.
Should we have rolled initiative now? What's going on? I haven't done
I
it.
don't think it's needed now.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
haven't done anything either.
No, we didn't. That was my mistake. But yeah,
I'm
Well,
So-
no, what you did was search and find the stuff.
yeah,
Yes.
That's what you did.
Maybe like the most important action of this entire combat.
yeah, absolutely. So you can see that the
Find the pig stick before he eats all the apples.
yeah, and you see the pig starting to finish up the area that was before it. And Alfred, with Ansfred's help, you managed to snap the wand in the doorway. Not a whole lot comes off because you couldn't jam it in that
Yes, I got
long,
the edge of it, yeah.
but it was enough. And just as the large sow looks up to charge again, it takes
Hello, darling.
Two
There's no
step.
need.
and then
Yep.
crumples, falls to its side.
We're going. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And you see this enormous beast start shrinking down.
Can I say, if before she like sort of crumples, I think
Uh-huh.
Alfred would finally be sort of in his element here,
Mhm.
and what he would like to do if he can, if he's like making eye contact with her, is he's like, it's all right, and he'll sort of take her hooves
Yeah.
and almost like he's playing party dance with a cat. He's going to help her rise up
Yeah. Okay.
as she, you know what I mean, so that she's standing, however weakly. He'll catch her if he needs to, but it's more like it's like, all right, so we're going to, and helps her transition into human form.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm.
And
Clever.
it over the
that, yeah.
time of like a minute, she turns back into human form, and you see a very worn, very tired woman in her late 30s stand there on shaking legs looking at you.
All right,
Yes.
all right, it's okay. I
Who are you
am
people?
so excited to ask you this question.
Hmm?
What is your name?
Katerina?
Very good. It is lovely to meet you.
Is
Do you
he...
know who you are, where you are? Do you
Yes.
know you're a robot?
Damn it! Discord, come on! Well, I'm gonna take this moment to welcome our raiders because apparently Discord is decided.
No,
to
she's
shift
transforming back. No.
No! Ah!
The M. Night
You saved her from
Shyamalan
being a
plot
pig only to
twist.
lose her to the robot.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
did not murder him.
Ardana is probably trying to welcome raiders.
Yes,
Okay.
I am. Hi, Raiders. Welcome, Money and Hopeless Nerd. Thank you so much for raiding. If you don't know who Gas is, head on over to the Hopeless Nerd. I play D&D over there on Sundays.
Round the world, around the world.
And we're trying to convince
Are
Discord to
better
actually
puppets,
work
are
so I can wrap this up. But no, I play.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so chat, who apparently cannot experience this, Ardana sounds like this for context. Okay,
It's
so
amazing.
Yep.
Raiders.
Yeah, for some reason the connection is weird, but only one way, so we
Mhm.
can't hear
Yeah.
Ardana even though we're
Yeah,
coming through to you.
so we're
very
not having a
clearly.
mass auditory hallucination. That is what we are
I know
experiencing.
I am. But
Right.
Come on, Discord, work again. Damn it. Trying to wrap this
I-
up.
we
Are we
can
back?
hear her, but
We can
can't see her.
We can hear you.
Yep.
There it
Yep.
is.
Okay,
No,
so
you're
my
back.
question.
We're
So my
back.
question was, do you know where you are? Do you remember the last thing that? What's the last thing you remember?
I remember the lighthouse keeper telling me.
I have deliberately kept her body turned, and I'm
Right.
going to indicate to everyone, get the fucking thing out of the way, as I get her, like I take her to the room that isn't busted to hell,
Yeah.
so that she can sit and not look at corpses, ideally.
All right. Yeah.
Why wouldn't she want to look at corpses? Corpses are great.
I remember.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, no. Please tell us what she remembers. I actually want to know this.
My dog
I'm
ran
more
away,
interested in my idea.
and I followed it
Yeah.
into a cave. Strange cave filled with
Yeah.
strange symbols. And I was cold for a long time. And then I was running at night, and then I was here. What happened?
That is a very long story. It will take time to tell it, and I would like to let my friend Leighton, who is a doctor, have a look at you and make sure you are comfortable first.
Okay.
But
Yes.
simply put, you are safe. Everything is okay.
Okay. The lighthouse keeper said my dog was in the caves.
Well, as far as your dog goes, that is our next highest priority. We have a hunter with us. She is very good at tracking. So that will be
Okay.
the next thing that we do. All right?
All right.
I think Victor has watched on from the outside. He's like, I think he probably helped like drag the body out of the way so it wasn't noticed. But is watching this conversation like genuinely very impressed. I think with Alfred sort of taking control of it and just going like, I couldn't fucking do that.
Yeah, Leighton's just thinking this is exactly what we need in this group.
Yeah.
It's someone
Hansfrid's
with
walking away
less
going,
Uh,
thank God,
question.
I don't have to do that. I can, I just don't like to. Like,
Yeah,
He's what I wish I
Ansfrid
was.
would. Ansfrid would say to Annika, I wonder what year it is. As he and Victor carry the body away, indicating, I wonder if you could ask her what year she thinks it is.
Yeah.
Question first: the gash on my arm, is it real or not real?
Oh, it's still bleeding.
Oh,
Leighton,
in which case I don't care. Leighton!
Yes, Leighton.
I'm
is
losing a lot of blood.
And yes, he will tend to your wounds, disinfect them, look to see if they need stitches.
Look-
Bandage it for now, and if they do,
Yeah.
we'll stitch in a more sterile environment.
Yeah, it's a nasty gash, but you don't think it will need stitches, but it will need something that keeps it clean.
Just bandages or something kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just this is going to hurt rather a lot as he pours
Stings,
some like ethanol over it and then bandages it. Just, I'm terribly sorry. I am so
Don't mind the
sorry.
screams, Katerina. It's
So
good
please
screams.
don't punch me.
Oh, I won't.
Would I, why? You're helping her, right?
Yes, I am. It may not sound like that, but I promise you this will stop any festering of wound. Yes.
Late on.
Yes.
I have
yes,
had
yes.
enough surgery to know. I know what you're doing. Good job. Keep doing it. Thank
Okay.
you.
To be fair, Ansfred, anything to do with your wife, I think, is fair game for people to be concerned
No.
about their safety.
No. Fair.
All right.
Speaking of which, Katerina,
Completely fair.
these are my friends.
Katerina,
this
is
is
it?
Katerina.
What a pleasure
Hello.
to meet you.
Good.
And I think
Yes.
about this
Katerina.
time, a very winded Victor will probably emerge from the bushes as he and Ansfred had begun dragging the body off, but obviously as soon as he realized that his wife was injured,
Ansfred got
Ansfred had run off.
distracted.
And I think that Victor had kind of just kept going, rather slowly dragging it off into the brush.
Why didn't
And,
you use the
we'll
horse?
emerge
arrives shortly
everywhere.
after and helps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll just sort of raise a hand in response to the introduction.
Oh, have any of you seen my dog?
I know,
Unfortunately
but
not.
Glenda is
Um,
right on that, I'm sure.
I
what
think
does it
Blender
look
will.
like?
Oh yeah, true.
It's a small black poodle.
Of course it is.
Odd question. Do you know what date it is today?
It was. Well, it's been a few nights, I think. So.
Yes, it's very
Nov-
important to. Just,
November
Sorry.
6th,
Hmm.
1889?
That's a couple of years ago. Yeah.
about a year ago. Yes.
About a year ago? Oh, it's 1890? Okay, I thought it was like 1892 or something.
Oh dear.
And Annika will kind of lock eyes with Ansfred in a kind of, well, this is going to be hard to explain face.
Alfred will
At least it's
immediately
not-
just kind of go like, we will discuss all of these things in due time. First thing we will do.
Ansfred was not going to tell us straight away.
No.
Well, he doesn't know you guys as well, so he's just making sure that like he's saying it, kindly to her but firmly to everybody else. Like, let's not do
Kind of
this now.
commandeering,
Yes.
like now, children. Let's not.
Yeah, Leighton-
Interesting. No.
It's full just teacher voice.
Oh no,
So
I'm
how
in
about
trouble.
we don't do that?
Dead set. That is exactly the way I would have phrased it with my
Yes.
students.
Yeah.
It's like, interesting. No.
Because I remember Alfred talking about being a professor, and it just
Yeah.
strikes me very much as that sort of thing of
Yeah.
like, okay, so
Yeah.
how about we don't?
It's pretty much
Like,
the only
gonna
time
shelf
he's
that
like
shit.
had like a sense of firmness in
Yeah.
Yeah.
the neck. So
Love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Let's log that one away for later.
Um,
If Leighton's kind of more or less done with Annika's arm, she'll kind of give him a little push, like.
Yes, and he's not the most empathetic guy. He
not.
very much would like to be an Alfred sort, but he's not. He's a very no nonsense
Clinical.
kind of doctor, clinical. But he will get down on her level. She's sitting. He will sort of crouch. He'll hand her a small brandy, because she seems to be a little shocked, and then he will examine her. He'll ask everybody except maybe Annika to leave the room since they're all male sorts.
Let's go and look for a dog.
Yes, and
Yeah.
he will gently examine her, check to see that she's okay, check for signs of malnutrition, any injuries, treat what he can, note what he can't.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So.
just make her as comfortable as possible in the meantime.
Yeah. Give me an.
Yeah. In looking for
Nah,
the
you don't
dog
have-
as well, I think that Blender will just kind of let Fluffy kind of just let him go. Because
Yep.
we don't have a scent to work off. But
Yeah.
I know, what is it?
Oh, the dog is dead.
like,
Yes, the dog
I
is
was
dead.
gonna say,
Almost
we say
certainly.
this quietly, but...
maybe, but my
Yeah.
my only thought is dogs tend to like notice the scent of other dogs if they've like marked their
Yeah.
territory or anything. So
Yeah.
if we let
Yeah.
Fluffy go, if there's a dog somewhere, Fluffy will probably find it. If
Yep.
we don't find anything, it's probably safe to
I'll
assume
pass
that
the
it's
information about the caves and all of that stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything I learned, and just go. The trail would be quite cold. I don't think I'm going to be particularly useful in this situation. So if it's all the same, I will just
No, you-
hang
you
about
say
at the
it,
front door.
Leighton.
Yep.
Alfred,
I'll let Leighton do his business, but I'll be nearby in case he
he
needs
is
help.
yes. You are the kind. Good cop, bad cop. Alfred.
Ah.
Good job.
Really?
Really?
I'm
That's
fairly
if,
sure I was yelling like a madman. That was that first
That's-
loud gunshot near my ears.
Well, you're not special.
Yes.
Most people react like that the first time. You did well.
All right.
You kept the brain going while you were screaming. Most
Well,
I love
I'll
that.
take it. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciated your Herculean strength with the door wedge.
And,
fear does great things for strength. Don't mistake me.
Yes.
I was
Well, in that
terrified
case, I'm
too.
going to be lifting weights quite soon.
Yeah. All right.
You go.
Leighton.
We find the dog.
Yes.
Yeah. Leighton, other than confusion and a slight dehydration, she seems physically fine. Mentally, yeah, she's confused. She just no real idea where she is. But with your experience, probably not something that good brandy, a good meal, and a good night's sleep won't fix.
And he will say this to her,
Yeah.
trying to reassure her. Just we seem mostly fine. Yes. I would suggest some rest, some food, plenty of water, perhaps another brandy, a couple of cups of tea, and you should be okay.
At least
Um,
3, surely.
Yes.
In,
at least
Annika,
Mhm.
Annika's going to pick up the bits of the wand that have broken. She's going to collect
Yeah.
those, and then she'll probably come sit next to Katrina and basically be like, ladies supporting ladies situation.
all
Also,
right.
she's curious what this woman has to say.
But
Like, she doesn't want to interrogate her or anything. That feels a bit rude in this situation, but she's definitely like taking mental notes of what she's saying and expressing, so she can, if she ever needs to know
Yeah.
what it's like to be turned into a giant pig for a year.
The
Alright.
first one I would ask is what she does remember.
yeah, I think actually to that end, before he runs off to search, Victor will look to Alfred and just
Yes.
So, I'm almost certain that after all of this, she's developed the sight, but it might be worth lying to her and telling her that she was kidnapped. Trauma makes people forget things. I'm sure you'll come up with something. And like clap him on the shoulder and then walk off to go look for stuff.
Watch it, Chief.
You got this, bro!
Fair
I've
enough.
got a
Well,
small question.
Yes.
Resources wise, what would a small black poodle cost to buy?
Oh no,
gee,
no,
whiz.
no, no.
I'm pretty sure she would know the difference, though.
There's a chance that the
Also,
dog has
I
just gone
will-
back to the village without her.
A
It's
year
also
ago.
possible.
Been homeless a year.
I mean, if
It's a poodle.
Well, it depends actually, because I could be wrong, but I believe this this lady is related to the family that runs the inn, right, or the hotel.
Yes.
Katerina? Yeah, maybe.
I thought that her name
You
was
would
Emily.
know the name Katarina as the owner of the hotel.
Oh, Katerina Jonsson. Yeah. Okay,
Janssen,
good.
yeah.
Okay. It wasn't a
Okay.
hallucination. I do remember.
That would make sense, though, if for him to transform the one who is bringing all these people in.
Yeah, he's like punishing her for instigating the sin or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do Blender and or myself need to make rolls for?
Now, I was
looking
gonna
at-
say, one,
Transfer to
buying a
shopping.
poodle would cost you 2 resources, but in the interest of wrapping things up, you go through the caves. There's a lot of weird things in the cave indicated. You find a lot of runes
Apple core?
and not necessarily apple cores, but at one point you do find weird writing like this, and you get the sense that probably the way that if Ansfred is with you, he'd get some well, did you tell the others about the sisters?
Ansfred's there.
Okay, Ansfred. This is writing by people who try to be edgy. And
no. Oh no.
and there's a like
Good.
a horse skull with incense in its eye socket at one point.
That's interesting.
But
these wannabe occultists fucking
Yeah.
about in a magic cave.
I wonder if these fuckwits even can have the sight. If it's just Olga and a bunch of twats.
At least you wouldn't see the giant pig coming to kill you.
Well, Olga definitely did. Because she ran, but also she had the sight. We knew this.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that is possible, because I'm pretty sure, because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that having magic in this world, like if you study it or whatever, isn't directly tied to having the sight. So I'm pretty sure that you could technically have magic which might make you a tasty meal for the pig without being able to see it.
But yeah,
funny.
So one day you're
but-
just taking a stroll down Main Street and then you get torn asunder.
Get eaten by a magic invisible
Something
pig.
you can't see. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But no,
what a way
you-
to go.
you don't find
It's on my
And-
bucket list.
you don't find any remains of small animals.
Oh, that's good.
So
That's possibly good.
yeah, and then after returning to the village itself, you do see a small-ish black poodle run up to Katarina from the hotel.
Ah.
There you go. It did make it up. It's
Yes.
also entirely possible that she was like following the dog and maybe it looped around, and again this, because he was very clearly planning to like kidnap her and transform her, that he was just like, oh yeah, I saw your dog, it's in this cave, come check it out, do not bring weapons,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
For the sake of brevity,
Yeah.
I think once we get things, because you're kind of moving things along and we've taken her to town at this point, what I guess I will say is that over time, if I think Alfred will kind of maybe a day, an extra day, or if not two, maybe two, he will basically drip feed her the information and check her reaction. And if it seems like she's taking it as well as could be, which I assume is a lot easier because dog is not dead, that doesn't hurt, then I think what he would finally do once she has been made aware of the time skip situation is I would go to the train station, and if you'll allow me a bit of
Yeah,
narrative flourish,
absolutely.
I might say to her,
Mhm.
we have a guest with us. They're going to look a little strange to you. Or maybe not. I'm not sure if you might have seen something like this before. Their name is Cousin. Cousin, you can come in if you like.
Mhm.
That
All
was
right.
going to be exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Well, there you are.
Yeah. So
Nice
yeah,
one.
as you're drip feeding this to her,
Yeah.
she just seems confused. Like
Gotcha.
she has no idea really what you're talking about, and just
That's fair.
and then when you introduce her, she looks at you like you just grew a second head and just maybe lay off the alcohol a little bit. She sees
You
nothing.
can't see her.
She
No.
does not.
Ah, you're right.
That's
You know, Annika, sorry, I'll look at Annika, who I
Yeah.
have decided is in the room, and just go, Josephine, is that you?
I'm chaperoning you.
You look so you look so young. I haven't seen you since First Communion, and I'll just kind of play it off that I'm having an old man episode rather than
Okay.
anything else awkward.
Yep.
I mean, you could have just said, "Oh, his cousin. I thought cousin was here. I thought cousin Henry was coming." I apologize. We don't
Hindsight
get to introduce
2020.
you to
I'm
cousin
going
Henry.
with this.
Yeah.
No,
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 that's
much
fine.
funnier,
I love
and I
the-
love it. I support it.
Yes,
the
yeah.
lack of the site has wound up avoiding
And-
the problem for us because now
Well,
Unless-
that
instead
is
of the
fine.
whole instead of the whole trying to lie to them and sounding suspicious, it's just okay. Here's exactly what happened, and they're like, "You are clearly insane." It's like,
Yeah.
"Alright, awesome, mission accomplished."
And yeah, I think unless someone else wants to do something to wrap this up, that
Oh.
is an excellent place
No,
to
that's an
stop.
excellent spot.
The
And-
very shortest thing.
Yep.
The following day, Victor goes back out with a shovel. And comes back covered in dirt with any and all weapons he could find in his house, stuffed into his duffel bag to take back to the castle.
Okay,
I'm
so
also keeping
Great.
the end bit of the staff, and
yeah.
it's, I imagine, about this big.
Yep.
And he's going to basically kind of make it into his own little nightstick or something, I think.
yeah.
Or
And
maybe
Annika has the-
something he carries.
And I guess
Annika has the other bit for further study. She has also
Ah.
taken as kind of any writings that look relevant and for addition to the library.
absolutely, you
Yeah.
can have that.
She's,
I'm
and
straight.
she's totally wants to explore the caves before you guys leave. Before we leave, if anyone
Oh, yeah.
up for a bit of
No, so
spelunking.
absolutely, it can absolutely be
straight.
something you do in between
Yes.
this
of course.
this
Nope.
Josh,
mission.
what were you going to say?
Victor goes
Sorry,
in.
you're a bit quiet for
I'm
some
afraid
reason.
want to
That's
burn
why.
down the lighthouse.
Ah,
No, they need that.
they do kind
No,
of
no, no.
need it.
Ansfrid says, "You said something about ley lines. It is not an inherited power. It is the ley lines contribute to this place, this building. I don't want those weird sisters getting this power. We have just removed the keeper. This needs to be destroyed."
Could we,
Well, let's
before
do it
we
on our
do
way
that,
out
could we
of
send out a
town.
memo to any outgoing ships?
They can build another.
I agree.
else?
I'm saying in the meantime, they might be looking for
Sure.
things and sort of.
It's not a big port. It's winter. Most shipping happens in summer. They can build a new one.
I'm not
this-
disagreeing with anything you're saying.
No,
I'm
no.
simply saying let's make sure we don't kill
But-
a bunch of fishermen.
I suppose my point is, how do you send a memo in 1896?
Maybe leave a letter saying sorry, lol.
Telegraph.
No, like
I'm
if you're
not gonna
tearing
take
down the
responsibility.
lighthouse,
Right.
Hmm.
you're tearing down a 6-story building.
I wasn't planning on tearing it down. I was going to burn it.
Yeah. Okay, you're setting fire to a
going to-
6-story building. Someone is going to notice that the lighthouse is on fire.
Yeah, they'll.
Ah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Do it
And-
on the
And
way
so
out.
one
Or at
night,
least that
it'll do a
evening.
really great
Yeah.
It's
job.
about
Yeah.
the same equivalent of light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if not more. Yeah.
And
So
I mean,
absolutely.
if we leave, and even if it's still somehow standing, it'll be a shell. It won't be operable, and they'll have to build a new one. And if they have to build it somewhere else anyway,
Yeah.
that's ideal.
Yeah.
As long
Alright.
as it's built a small distance to the left or right. Yeah. You guys take what you want. We burn the rest. That's all on Ansford says. Yeah.
Okay. So, from the Lightkeeper, you get a pistol with
Sweet.
4 rounds or 4 packs of ammunition, a
Yeah.
Nice.
hand axe used mostly for chopping twigs off trees,
Yep.
a rifle with
That's
2
solid.
packs of ammunition, and the staff. Well, the broken staff in this case.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna obviously I'll leave the staff for everyone else. The hand axe, I guess, is technically a weapon.
Yeah.
Although it's more likely just a tool. So I think that like Victor will still pack all of it. It's more so just he'll just sort of put the axe somewhere when we get back, just to like
Yeah.
with tools or whatever in the house. The main reason was just because he has guns and ammunition. Gonna take those so that when I go back to the armory, we can keep him there for.
Yeah. So yeah, the axe is mainly
situation.
used to like chop wood with, but it can,
Yeah.
in a pinch, be used as a weapon. So it's still gonna
Yeah.
fucking hurt
Like,
if
he'll
you hit
still
someone with
take-
it.
He'll still take it because like it is actually just like a useful tool to have.
Yeah.
And I imagine that especially when you live in the damp and cold, stuff that normally has a wooden handle,
Yeah.
probably needs replacing semi-regularly. So having an extra axe is pretty handy. But
Okay.
he was mostly just in it for guns and ammunition are expensive, so let's take what we can.
Yeah, no, fair.
Annika, you get a total of 4 books with notes on several different curses, including how to
Ooh.
create and summon a glowstone. You also find notes on whatever he did to your arm.
Mm.
And the cursed twist vision, which is what he did to Victor.
I might have a closer look at that.
Yeah, and there's also 2 other curses in the book. One called lore, which is forcing someone to focus on and go closer to a target. Very similar to a mermaid song, but you can direct it somewhere. And one curse called terror, which is just generalized.
Oh, lure.
Yeah, lure. And one called terror,
Sorry,
which
I thought
is
you said law, and I was
yeah,
like, oh,
no, lure.
I don't understand how that makes sense. Yeah. No, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So one that's called terror was just mass hysteria.
See, it'd be absolute peak tabletop game energy. Alfred, the most timid character, jumps in, has an awesome moment. We're like, hell yeah, dude. We get back from the first mission, and he's like, but what if I went magic?
Yeah.
It seems like a logical, like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
consistent.
Oh, it fully
Logic to
fully
me.
does, but it's just
You know, it's just like,
the,
I'm not that good on violence, but you know what I might be able to good at? I'm scared. So like, okay, good, you're scared. So we can maybe
We can
like
channel
get you
that.
to stop being a dickhead for a second.
Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
good.
mechanically, it makes total sense. I
Yeah.
love. It makes sense for him to want to study it as well, even just
Yes.
from like an academic
Oh, yeah.
perspective. But it's
So
still
you-
funny to me. The just timid man goes, "Well, hang on a minute. What if I could cut people?"
So you have books,
No, not that one.
Uh,
Not that one. Not mine.
and yes, looking through it, the books span roughly 400 years of note taking. So some of it is
Wow.
really hard to read. Not extensive notes, but you do find like scribbles and seals that you can create. But
Amazing. Annika's just like knowledge-seeking brain is just like almost ODing with excitement right now.
Yep.
I think we're gal pals on the train.
400 years of magical knowledge
I
to
just
the
don't have it.
library.
You know how I get this very
Alfred,
distinct
we
feeling.
have so
yeah,
much to
Annika and
learn.
Alfred. It's very ladies at the hair salon,
Yeah.
just gabbing over each other,
All right.
just having a great time.
So, with that moment, then over at the train station, the owner and proprietor of Melles Seaside Hotel, looking at Alfred like he just grew a second head. We are going to be wrapping.
Come on out, cousin.
This-
It's crack you smoke.
Is cousin in the room with us? Well, actually, yes. But,
We are going to be wrapping this
who's that?
session and mystery. Yes.
Yay!